It's Monday.
Yes.
Market's closed. Guess who's open?
The bosses.
Common theme here.
Yes.
It is September 4th. It's B-Day. Happy birthday to B.
Is it really?
Let's not get it confused. Today is B-Day.
Happy birthday.
The B's are in the chat.
For sure,
yes.
man. Market Mondays never closed.
That's a fact.
Only open, man. Opened up 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sleep or eat. That's what Jada Kiss said. Shout out to Kiss. Market Mondays never takes a day off. We actually have the hardest day to perform on because a lot of holidays fall on Monday. On
they're observed on Monday.
They're observed on Monday.
Yep.
And then you have Monday Night Football. You have like all of the national championship games usually on Monday. Like it's a big Monday's a big day, especially at 8:00. That's even harder.
That's prime time.
Prime time television on the most coveted night of the week. Monday's actually the most important night of the week. So it's only right that Market Mondays is up against the Titans.
It's good to be back.
Challenges, embrace all challenges.
And we still here.
Embrace all challenges.
Speaking of prime time, UTA.
and we still
It's almost over, y'all.
William Morris.
It's been real. It's been real.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, so big week. Big week. First of all, hope everybody's enjoying. This is the unofficial end of the summer. Unofficial end of the summer. School up here starts this week. I know school in the South already started a long time ago, but school kids are back in school. It's the unofficial end of the summer.
Yeah.
Everybody gotta go back to work on Friday now. You know.
Oh yeah, summer Fridays. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I forgot about that.
It's almost over, but you know, still a couple hours left. So hopefully everybody enjoyed their Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
All the people on Eastern Parkway. Hope they had a good day out there, had good weather. And yeah, we're gonna end the summer with a blast, man. This is the end of the summer for Market Monday. So we're gonna do it in true Market Mondays fashion, provide as much information as possible, and just do what we do. So big week for Earn Your Leisure. Tomorrow is the day.
We got
Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh man. Oh baby.
We ain't waste no time with this, man. The Invest Fest keynote.
Yeah.
Saturday. All of the attention was on Diddy. Packed house. Man, not a seat to be left empty that day. Shout out to Xander in the background.
Yeah, he gonna make his little appearance on the video.
The show is now official.
So we gonna
literally me and my pops have to stand. Like, listen, when y'all said Diddy was coming out, I'm like, how does Rashad's kid and Troy's wife not have a seat? Would y'all get up? This is a packed house, and he over delivered in this info. So this is a good one.
Shout out to the chairman.
Diddy, man. Talked about a lot. Talked about his issues with Diageo and Ciroc. Talked about Sean John. Talked about his journey. Talked about challenges that he's faced. Talked about group economics working together. Talked about Revolt. Talked about corporate sponsorships and challenges with that. Very insightful conversation. So
talk from a different perspective, right? Like we can speak from a perspective because we're in it, but there's a different level that Puff gets to speak from. So I mean, we've had some of those conversations in private. I'm glad he let the public hear it, man. It was incredible. So y'all in for a treat. Y'all definitely in for a treat.
I rock with Diddy, man. Shout out to Puff.
And the album's coming out soon, right?
Yeah,
September 15th.
The Love album.
Love.
Yes.
Love. R&B only. He actually let us hear some of it when we was in his crib in December.
Okay.
He's been working on this album for a long time. So shout out to Diddy. I think he's in town this week. I know he got the VMAs coming up, MTV Awards. So yeah, man.
Fashion Week.
Shout out to Diddy. That episode comes out tomorrow, 1:00 Eastern Standard Time. Don't play yourself. Please don't play yourself. And yeah, of course, this week is Fashion Week. So yeah, I know it's been a lot of controversy with my outfits.
Tell us why. And it was intentional.
Controversy? Right? That's what we're using?
But
gotta make a spectacle out of everything. PT Barnum.
I'm gonna apologize in advance this week. Turn off your notifications.
It could have been more.
Block me.
It could have been more.
Block me, please.
Way more. Please block me. If you felt the way about my InvestFast drip report, please block me. this week because this is New York Fashion Week.
Yes.
And we will be at some shows and the drip will be on.
Deservingly at some shows.
Yes.
We're not just out here doing it for nothing. No, Ian. We're not just out here doing it for nothing.
This gonna be a good show, yo. Oh my
God. Nah. We can't play around with it, man. Deservingly.
Please block me. Please block me. Because it's gonna be 10 times.
If y'all see Anna Wintour, tell her I said hello. Oh baby.
Baby, I ain't doing this thing for nothing.
The culture.
Yeah, we just having fun. That's all. With fabrics.
They like, what does drip report have to do with financial literacy? Nothing. It has nothing to do with financial literacy. It actually has nothing to do with financial literacy.
Nah, the comments be crazy though. The comments be crazy.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
But we love y'all too.
Yes, it was Gator. But that's neither here nor there.
But we love y'all too.
Yes.
Love always.
Fashion does pay dividends. I'm gonna try to tie it back into investing real quick. but it is key. Even when I was reading a book this past week, it did mention that like once you get to a certain level, you do have to dress as a star. You can't dress. There's a reason Michael Jackson will put on like the military garb, and I know some people get mad at it, but it's like there's a reason you have to show up and make a presence felt. Like even this year at InvestFest, I put a lot more effort into like selection of outfits and themes and stuff like that. Like you have to, because if you need separation as you're building your brand. Even Steve Jobs, like being so uniform and wearing like the same clothes, that was by design at a time when he was coming back and everyone thought he was radical. So his uniform was to show, hey, I'm a different person now. I can lead this company to be in like a Fortune 500. But yeah, I can't wait to see the spectacle you guys put on. And
the EYL pajama line is coming. Some people were very confused about. They said that I had pajamas on both days. It
was leisure wear.
Leisure.
Exactly. Earn your leisure. So that was the idea behind it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna drop the pajama line soon. Trust me. Yeah. Terry cloth and satin. It's coming. It's coming. You can wear the pajamas. You can wear the pajamas at a house party, or you can wear the pajamas on stage with a billionaire.
You deserve fire. You deserve it.
I will say this about the party element too. When I saw some people like, why are you having parties? Every conference on earth has parties.
They don't. The crazy thing is, we was talking to Robert Smith.
Wait, there was a comment about this?
We were talking to Robert Smith, and I was saying he was asking us about the event. And I'm like, yeah, the nightlife is a major part. And I'm like, I got the nightlife play from being in Davos, and realizing that the parties at night is actually the most beneficial. He was like,
"Yep, the connections are." Yeah,
he's like, "Yep."
I'm about to say we were with the largest concentration of billionaires in the world in Davos, Switzerland, and every night there was a different party to go to, and every night you saw the same people, and every night it was different conversations. Of course, you have to have that. It's part of it.
Don't interrupt billionaire conversations,
please.
Just listen.
Etiquette.
It's bad etiquette. Okay,
that's gonna be a segment of what to do in the present.
Handing out turkeys
as usual.
Yes,
as usual.
So for all of you people, we're gonna be handing out turkeys, and we're gonna be giving out book bags and stuff like that. Community activism.
EYL cares.
All the community activists out there.
Yes.
Y'all funny as hell. This is gonna be a good show. Oh my Lord.
We're just getting
in addition to all the gems that we give away for free every week.
That's part of it.
That's not enough.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, these are just jokes written by Eddie Fox Alpha and Carlos.
Yeah. Chico Bean.
Chico Bean.
Yes.
Chico Bean and DC Young Fly.
Yes.
We're just reading off a teleprompter.
Yes. Presently.
And ChatGPT also helped out.
AI, you said AI did it?
Open AI did. Blame everything on AI.
I didn't say it. AI did.
Allen Iverson or ChatGPT, either or.
either or.
Shout out to Bubba.
Pick either one. So last week we did something that has become InvestFest tradition, where at the Monday following InvestFest, we do the stock club sale, the legendary stock club. Ian has talked about the stock club every single week, so I don't really kind of need to give you insight on it. But we did the sale, and some people were asking for us to extend it, so we extended it. It's actually turned into a Labor Day sale. So this is the official end of it. 12 o'clock tonight. I said that last week, but no, it's really going to be over. 12 o'clock tonight. We extended it for people for a high level of request for people to extend it. So what does it include? 5 years access to the stock. This is the 5-year bundle. 5-year access to the stock club. So this is the half a decade deal,
which is
half
crazy.
a decade access to the stock club. You get 1 year access to Sniper. You get 2 hours of exclusive trading gyms. You get how to trade using a stop. You get private live trading session with Ian and Red Panda members. You get review of trades on Stock Club once a month. You get live trading session in person. I believe that's going to be in January. And you get 1 swing trade per month. And you get access to the crystal ball that includes stocks, crypto, and everything else. So
yes,
that's the half a decade sale. IanInvest.com.
Yes.
IanInvest.com. You can go. It's turned into a Labor Day sale, running until 12 o'clock, midnight. And yeah, that's it. There's no more else to say. So
shout out to Keith Baker, who went from $7,000 in March of 2020 to $255,000 now. And shout out to the Queen who started with 20 grand, is at 217,000. For those of you who do not believe in the, even though I provided screenshots, I will be doing an interview with both of those people on Wednesday. If I've made you money, please put yes in chat. Also, too, if you say anything about me going forward, please make sure that it's true, because I'm on my Villains, Vlad, and Vultures tour. I will be suing going forward. You pick me up a quick 2.9 million suing y'all.
September energy different. Yeah.
Just jokes.
Any announcements you would like to make, Ian?
Yes. Join our Stock Club call on Wednesday. I did a recap of the top lessons that I learned from Kathy Wood and Mike Novogratz on stage. Thank you guys for coordinating that. Shout out to everybody in Red Panda. That was absolutely amazing. We will be doing a small Red Panda meetup. I will be in LA this Wednesday. The Villains and Vultures tour starts. So I'll tell y'all more offline in a second. But yeah, so if you're in LA and we cool, we can meet up. And if I've made you money, please put yes in chat.
Whole lot of yeses.
Yeah.
Whole lot of yeses. Yeah. All right, you know how this works, man. It's time for the disclaimer. Do your own research. Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with, or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and which to rely upon, whether for the purpose of an investment decision or otherwise. This is a message brought to you by the good brothers at Earn Your Leisure and the good brother Ian Dunlap, the master investor himself, as well as Xander, who is throwing dishes in the sink, and we love
like crazy. Like, what is going on today?
And we love it, man. Shout out to him.
Yes.
And shout out to Shotty said, shout out to everybody that's going back to school. It's a big week. I've talked to a lot of my colleagues in the world of education, and it's the same feeling when September hits, like we're back in this thing. So we're back. Congrats and prayers to everybody on a healthy, productive, and impactful school year.
And Market Mondays World Tour. Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Chicago.
How about that?
Shout out to Chicago.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
South side, west side,
yes,
north side, the whole area.
Schaumburg, Evanston, Northwest
East
Indiana,
Chicago, Indiana,
Peoria, travel.
Peoria.
Yes, there we go.
Yes, the whole vibe. We coming to the Midwest. We're bringing the Market Mondays World Tour to the Midwest. Only stop in the Midwest. The Market Mondays tour is legendary. It's actually pretty legendary. It started in Los Angeles, California. Sold out date. Then we went to Toronto, Canada.
Yeah, it was a vibe.
2 sold out dates.
Back to back.
2 sold out dates back to back. Then we went to London, sold out date. Next stop is Chi-Town, Chicago. October 22nd. Click the link in our bio. Get your tickets now. We're on a pattern here, so it's highly likely that we'll sell out again. So get your tickets before they sell out. Market Mondays is an experience. The live show is an experience. We always bring on a guest. It's the whole vibe. Market Mondays, we will be in Chicago October 22nd. We will be in Ghana December 27th. So get your tickets to either or. But if you're in Chi-Town, pull up on us, and then we're gonna end the year in the motherland. You know
Cannot wait.
It's gonna be one.
Okay, let's get into the show, please.
Let's do this.
What are your thoughts on my Forex fund being charged with a $300 million fraud on retail traders, and what are the top lessons to learn from it?
Man, this is heartbreaking to see initially, but the number one thing that we have to realize is that this will not be the last. So my Forex fund is a prop trading firm where they charge people to sign up. If you pass a trading evaluation, you can get funded to have capital to trade if you don't have capital on your own. Lesson number two, there's no such thing as easy money in any climate. And later we'll talk about what you can do to prevent this from happening to you. And also, if you're with a prop firm currently, we'll walk through some signs on if everything's on the up and up. But thirdly, and the most important, I've said this before, and I don't want to be gruff or flippant, but you have to be so good at trading your own money that you never need anyone else's capital. So in every business transaction, when you sit at the table, you have to know if you are the beneficiary of this transaction or if you're the loser in it. For the most part, and even though this company's been out for 3 years, I never heard of anyone getting funded from them and having capital to trade for a long period of time. So, I mean, if you look at the CFTC report, you can see that they were actively using software to make sure before you got funded, they would destroy your wins. Like they were putting you in at market orders, getting you in at the worst prices so you wouldn't win. Everyone in investing in finance is not your friend. Please be mindful of that. I always say trading has considerable risk. And when you're trading, you're not trading against just other retail traders. You can trade it against prop firms, hedge funds, banks, some of the smartest people, but companies also like this that are preying upon the weaknesses and hopes of people. So please be careful.
Yeah. So for those who are not in the know, because even when I looked at it, I'm like my Forex, did a little research on it, and so let's just break this down a little bit further. So the CFTC is the Commodity Futures Trade Commission. For those who are not in the know, my Forex was founded in November of 2021. They have 135,000 customers and have taken in over $310 million. Well, how if they weren't funded? Here's how. Right, the complaint alleges that the traders' global activity actively minimizes the likelihood that customers trade profitability by using pretext terminating customers' accounts, misleading assessing commissions that reduce customer account equity, and secretly they use specialized software to cause customer orders to be executed at worse prices than appeared to the customer at the time of the order. And this is crazy, and handicapping the extreme small number of successful customers to decrease customer profits and increase customer losses. So the more you lose, the more they're going to make. In fact, they're making sure that you lose by putting in your order at a worse price compared to what the actual number is. So they've also said that anyone offering and entering inter-leverage retail Forex contracts without registration, so they're not even registered, which is
crazy.
We talk about red flags, not registered, or offering or entering into leverage retail commodity contracts off exchange is acting in clear violation of the law. So that's the report from the CFTC. So there's no way you're going to win.
No.
Right. This is when we talk about retail investors and we talk about uneducated investors. These are some of the things that they're looking for. To have 135 people in there in a fund that's unregistered it sounds almost unbelievable, but we see it more than not.
And probably only 2 to 3% of the people are winning. And then I mean that'll bring us to the red flags portion. If you don't know anyone that has worked with a prop firm for 2 or 3 years and they haven't had funding, like as big as Forex is, I never knew 40 people that got funded and kept their liquidity out of all the thousands of traders. So even when we go back to episode 70, shout out to all the Forex traders I may have upset. I wasn't as wise as I am now. I apologize. These are some of the threats you have to look out for, because a lot of times when you're trading, you're not just battling other traders. Like even now in the futures market, I was talking to a few people at InvestFest. They're stop hunting like crazy. Like even when I'm starting to place orders now, I'm having to place my entry, let it go up, and then place my stop in after, because it seems like as soon as you put in your stop, it'll hit the stop and then go to the direction that you thought it was going to go. a lot of times it's these firms that have access behind the scenes that can see where retail traders are placing their trades, and they're wiping out your orders. So you have to be very careful. And also, if you don't know anyone that has success with them for a 3 to 5 year period, I get it. Traders lose, things happen, but you don't have 10 success stories and you've been running for 3 years. That seems kind of shady to me. And for all of my futures traders, you need to go ask, if you are with a prop firm, can I talk to 10 or 15 people that are funded, that has been funded with you for a year, to make sure that the same thing is not going on? Yeah. There's no easy capital. Like if someone says, hey, I'm gonna give you $900,000 if you pass an evaluation for $200, more than likely it's not legit. Because if so, so when we went to Wall Street, did you hear anybody on Wall Street ever mention any of these prop firms?
No.
If it was that easy, well, we have 70 shows. It's not that effing easy. I'm gonna make sure we stay monetized for the first 15 minutes of the show. Please be mindful in a transaction if you are being taken advantage of, or if it's for your benefit.
Yeah, and that's education in itself too. I know we kind of just breezed over limit orders and market prices, but limit orders is the amount that you're saying that I'm not going to pay more than, right? Yeah. So if the price to equity is $17.05, you're saying that I want to buy it at $17.05. That is my limit. I'm not going higher than that, right? When you have a market order, then that means that whatever the price is at the time of the trade being executed, that's what you're paying. And so if you saw it at $17.05, and by the time the trade was executed, it went up to $7.15, that's what you paid. And so when they're doing things like this and manipulating it, I mean, obviously, if you had one thing set in mind on your computer screen, that when it got executed, it changed, you can see where there's going to be a lot of profitability that's going to be lost because you lost right from the jump.
Yeah.
The win was not built in.
Yeah. If you're a Forex trader and you got caught up in this, you can bounce back, use a high risk to reward ratio. So you can go for, maybe we can get Jess back on in a couple weeks, but go for a high risk to reward scenario. Risk 1 to make 20, 1 to make 50. And it could always be worse. You could have woke up like Logan Paul did yesterday. Next subject. And my boy had a rough day yesterday.
What happened with Logan Paul?
We cannot divulge here. I'm gonna let them do their Googles. Yeah, okay. It will be inappropriate. And then, if I say it's inappropriate, it's bad. It's bad. Yes.
So what are some red flags that retail traders should be aware of when investing in similar type of funds?
The first thing I would do is I would want to talk to, or at least see a webinar of the CEO and see if he has a trading background, what his pedigree is. So if he came from a big firm, what was the iteration for, like, what was the reason for the idea? Number 2, I want to see what is the probability, and if they walk you through a path to actually get funded, will they tell you how to pass the evaluation? And also, if you're making this money with a firm, what kind of split do they have? So if they're entering you in a 50-50 partnership, 60-40, great. I've seen some firms that will give you 95% of profit, but it's like, if they will give you 95% of profit and only keep 5%, more than likely, that's not a scenario that where the financials are in their favor. They're not going to let you get through the funding process. So I will want to see like a background on the team, the CEO, the founders. After that, definitely I will want to talk to some people who's been through the process, but I want to see why they started the company. If they've only been around for 3 or 5 years, that's a no-go for me. But if they've been around 10, 15, 20, it's probably more legitimate.
Yeah. Can I just add another one to it?
Absolutely.
Guarantees. Anytime somebody says assured or guaranteed, that's like the red flag of all red flags. So even in the company line, the statement is they assured customers that your success is our business and we only make money when you do. It can't sound greasier than that, man. So like any type of guarantee or rest assured, or hey, these are the levels of returns we can promise you. All those things are red flags. In fact, if anybody is looking and like they're just beginning investing, if you see these type of things, turn the other way.
Stay away. And if they don't have anyone that's endorsing it, that isn't being paid, that is of stature, that's another thing I noticed too. Like, the people that I know that actually trade Forex at a high level, I never even heard them mention it before. So you have to be mindful. And it's a good lesson too for this era too. if you don't do good business, that business will collapse. A lot of people built a business model off of a zero inflation environment with so much hype. We can talk about it later. At some point, we have to have an acknowledgement that I was right about majority of NFTs. But if you're building a business based off hype alone, it won't last for the long term.
Yeah,
so
hype, guarantees, overly consistent returns. That's another one.
Yeah, like if you're at 10.256% return every month, like bruh. Bernie Madoff was getting people 30% return when the market was melting apart going long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're having these guarantees no matter the direction of the market or the economy.
Yeah.
Another red flag.
Yes.
Another red flag.
Big red flag.
Big red flag.
If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is.
It is.
It's a fact.
Because all the banks would have eaten up all the capital that would have been allotted there. Like, I mean, we've seen it with BlackRock. Like, BlackRock and Blackstone had amazing returns, and they took the model of every real estate developer. They was like, let me just buy every building. Great. They wanted to play monopoly as well, when traditionally they wouldn't even be in that business. We can talk about that later too, but because they're starting to dip their toe into that Bitcoin ETF. But like, if you don't see big players in a space, there's usually a reason why. There's usually no money there.
Yeah, for sure.
You never heard Diddy be like, yo, I'm finna get capital for the album from my Forex funds. You don't think Diddy wouldn't have got $9 million to do the album from there if it only took $200 to go get $2 million worth of capital? Like, man, the hustlers are going to go get the money regardless. If you don't see any legitimate players, Robert Smith never said anything about my Forex funds. So do your research and listen to what the big dogs say.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Rite Aid is preparing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Should this be of concern, and how can we profit from it?
It's a sector that I'm really not favorable about at all, and it's the fast pharmacy model. So Walgreens CEO stepped down. Mm-hmm. Rite Aid is now going through a bankruptcy issue. CVS is like floundering. It's okay. Number one, I would stay away from the sector altogether. Like, if you are going to invest in the healthcare space, you have to swim upstream to big pharma or big healthcare companies. And if you're going to be invested in a Walgreens Boots Alliance or a Rite Aid, like, you're better off picking a pure real estate play, because it's really a hybrid, and a hybrid that has not dominated. I very rarely say this, like, this is a sector I would stay away from altogether. Like CVS, Walgreens, any mixed medicine, mixed use retail pharmacy space, the margins are not great. It's too much competition. There's not enough loyalty amongst, like, I mean, even Kroger, like, once you start to get into that space, you're now competing against Walmart, Kroger, even Target. They've had some issues, but you're competing against the big boys who have way more space, way more reach than you. Albertsons is a competition now. There isn't much creative edge there, so I would stay away altogether and then just go upstream to big farm.
I put CVS as one of my sleepers. I think we did that at one of the shows, and I was like,
Toronto shows, yeah.
The Toronto show. I put it as one of my sleepers. But I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say why Rite Aid is filing for Chapter 11, because that's the biggest part of this thing is the why, and they're preparing because they've been federal lawsuits, right, for their role in the sale of opiates, and so this has happened over the past couple of years. In fact, in 2018, Walgreens was in talks to acquire Rite Aid. Mm-hmm. That didn't pan out, and now we see what happened with the lawsuit with the opiate. I think they owe $3.3 billion in debt from legal allegations that they oversupplied prescription painkillers, and so they lost that suit. So you're talking about I think there's over 1,000 plaintiffs in the lawsuit, 3.3 billion. I mean, that's a hefty amount of money to be paying, especially from the business model that they have. And so that's why they're filing for bankruptcy. But then I started thinking, how can we invest in it? Not Rite Aid itself, but maybe it is inside that mergers and acquisitions. Walgreens didn't work. Maybe they'll revisit it now that one of their competitors is now at a point where it could be something that they could acquire. Or is it a CVS that comes in, or is it Amazon and says, all right, well,
that would be great.
This is something that we can add as we go into this healthcare space as well. And so the important piece is like why they're filing, but then also from a mergers and acquisitions, which companies are in place. That's why I always talk about cash flow. It's like who can now say that was somebody that had a long-standing enterprise in this space that is now floundered. Can we acquire it, add it to our portfolio, and make this a better rebranding situation? So I think from an investment point, I think we should be looking at companies that can do that inside of the healthcare space. But the why is important.
Yeah, I agree. And if they got sued for the opioid crisis, at what point will the music industry be held liable? I don't know if it's come out publicly yet, but there's been a couple rumors that the Sackler family, who is tied to Purdue Pharma, who caused the crisis, at one point was paying for promotion through artists to get the word out. At what point do we think the music industry will have to be responsible? I mean, we don't have to tackle it today, but I do think once we talk about this opioid crisis in the pipeline, I never even thought I would hear prescription be mentioned in rap songs and then be played on the radio. Yeah, like big and of course, like Biden is starting to attack big pharma. I don't know if that's the best thing to do in terms of an election because the pharmaceutical industry has a lot of power. But if we are going to attack these companies and sue them, I think we have to attack the entire pipeline or supply chain.
Yeah, Purdue Pharma went under. Their lawsuit was, I think they lost, it was $6.6 billion.
Yeah, I mean, but I think they made 16. So
yeah, right. Right. So they went under. Rite Aid is on its way. Yeah, so it's an interesting time to watch this play out. But I think you bring up a good point about what role does music play in that? Yeah. Or just not the music, but the actual labels themselves.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Like for a year, I mean, I know it's a thing in Houston, but then like it went worldwide, like the use of lean, and like that guy went to jail, but the fine was minimal. Like, of course, they took it off the market, but if you're paying artists or there's an inducement to advertise it at some point, even like the FTC and all, like, why are you letting drugs being marketed through music? But that goes back to the relationship with the pharmaceutical company and how much they run advertising. So,
true.
Josh, you can stop me if I'm getting too crazy. I'm trying to keep
I mean, it's true. You watch TV, you watch any of these, you watch, CBS or NBC or ABC. During the daytime programming, look how many healthcare commercials are on your screen on a daily basis.
Yeah,
obviously where the money's being spent. I mean, it's by far the most.
Even when we went to the Grammys, I'm like, that was the Pfizer Awards. I'm like, boy, they ran all the awards. Like it's CNN, and that's a whole nother topic for another day. But shout out to Eli Lilly. Appreciate you guys. I want to smoke. Throw my cape real quick. I'm gonna be honest with my caping. Hey,
hello to the good folks at Stryker.
Biggest business in America.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thermo Fisher.
Biggest business in America. Healthcare. Healthcare is the biggest business in America by far.
Yep.
I mean, we're gonna be honest, that poison index of the food, pharma, alcohol, drugs, that's 60% of all United States legal commerce. The food will make you sick, then you have a pill to fix it, and then when you come off the pill to cope, let's sell you some Budweiser and Douce, and shout to Douce, I love y'all. And every other kind of cognac. So, but the poison index is one of the most profitable: food, pharma, and alcohol. For those who say I don't give y'all new tips, don't get choked up. We can cut it out.
Nah, Casamigos. It was a Casamigos.
Okay, Casamigos.
Not Douce.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Owned by a black man.
Drugs move the needle. They are moving the needle.
I'll see what you do. You rapping? You on the Love album? What's up?
A Love album. Love.
Snow Allegra. I'll see the play.
Check the features.
Snow Allegra. Oh man.
Yeah. Check the features.
Yes, sir. Ski. All right. Yes. Merch sale.
Y'all be tight-lipped about all y'all little intros. I don't know how y'all do it. I'll be running out telling all the bit like, yo, next year. Got to get Hove. Hove, you on the line. What's up for InvestFest 2024? Hovey, baby, Warren Buffett. We got to speak into existence. I'm going to do it. God did.
Everything top secret.
Hey.
Top secret.
Just know we working. We always working.
We've kept levels so far. We've kept levels from, Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey.
Yes.
Diddy, Robert Smith.
Well, just stop there. Those two, that's hard to pull off back to back. That's like scoring 45 in the finals and the next year scoring 50, 15, and 15. That's tough, bro.
No pressure, but we have some ideas. We have some ideas.
We are working.
The one y'all told me, I was like,
yeah, we're working. Yeah, it's you know what? That was one of the best compliments. When people actually saw it, they were like, this doesn't even feel real. The amount of people that are here, not the attendees, but the actual people who are on stage, it almost didn't seem real. Like, how could you get all these people in the same place?
Diddy said, well, I was talking to Diddy before. He was like, yo, y'all got a hell of a lineup.
Yeah, this lineup is crazy, bro.
Crazy. Like, yo, your lineup is crazy.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Headed to the mountain. Invest Fest. We are throwing a merch sale.
Yes.
What's the information?
It is 50% off all merch that is not on the clearance side of the site. So the what is the code? I think it's Invest 50. Invest 50 off all merch right now that is not labeled clearance. Invest 50.
Invest Fest 50.
Invest Fest 50. There we go.
Invest Fest 50 promo code to get 50% off merch.
There it is.
What you said was extremely complicated. Just Invest Fest 50 to get 50% off of merch.
There it is.
Okay.
And I would encourage you guys to get the replay. Can you give them the link for that? Yes. So if you didn't get to hear everything, please go get the replay.
On the Invest Fest website, and that's all of the speakers and a lot of the panels. People didn't know about the Fidelity stage.
Incredible.
That stage
incredible.
Had a lot of great panels. Reparations panel was on that stage. The artificial intelligence panel was on that stage. The how to start a merch business panel was on that stage. E-commerce presentation was on that stage. The NACA mobile homes panel was on that stage. Very good.
Business of podcasting. Our brother Dave Shands.
I put some pressure on them with having Jeezy being on stage at the same time, but
Dave Shands had a packed house.
Because,
I saw the influx of people come after. I could tell he had just finished because it was like midway through Jeezy's performance and like thousands of people started.
That wave came in. Yeah. He had a crowd.
Nah, he held his own. And once again, sorry I want to apologize to Eastside Golf and Corey and Trey and the mobile homes panel because they went up against Diddy, and that wasn't by design. We had to move Diddy's time, so it's a difficult situation to go up against Diddy. That's not something that we wanted to happen, but it did happen.
Yeah,
so.
Nor did we plan for it to happen, but we had to make an adjustment.
Yeah.
All love, and they know that
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's honorable. Yo, clip that in when y'all be talking about my boy pajamas too. It could have been worse.
A pajama play.
Yeah.
Pajama.
And shout out to y'all parents too. I was supposed to be in a suit this week. I made a promise to your parents to get back to the suit. I didn't do it. Next week, I promise you. Your mom was like, listen,
suit
you
play.
Came to the dark side. I need you to go back to the suit. I got you.
When mama talks.
Gotta listen.
How'd you feel about my pajamas?
I thought they were fire, low key. Because I saw the leisure move. I saw like as soon as you did it, I was like, okay, great. It's like chill.
The smart ones get it. The smart ones get it.
Leisure's been earned. Cool. But because I think a lot of the times, and I've talked about it last week, and my little clip that I put up Friday. But like sometimes your reputation can precede you. But I don't think people realize like we literally work every day.
Yeah,
every day.
People think like, hey, you come up with the idea for the Market Mondays tour and it's like you do 2 days of work. It's like, no, like that's a whole series that we have to plan. Invest Fest, as soon as it's over, working on deal flow stuff after that, working on presentations, like it's nonstop. So I think sometimes people take things out of context or fill away. And I want us as a community, I was talking about this yesterday with Ish and Trap and Dave Shands, like, what can we do to have a bigger impact overall? But I want us to stop sitting on the sidelines and commentating, and I want all of us to get in the game. And that's something that Jamal talked about and being the man in the arena, and he got a lot of pushback for it. But the thing that I want us to take away as a culture is that we are so amazing. When we get into any space, we end up dominating, but it's not enough of us executing at a high level to have the impact and to change everything and to close this wealth gap as quickly as we should. We need more people to make more shows on other topics. We need other people to be in biotech and pharma and pharmaceutical sales and international development, and like we haven't even talked about Yamanaka factor. There are things that are coming down the pipeline that we're just oblivious to. Now is not the time to play. But I feel like the media companies, I gave y'all the clout investment strategy 2 weeks ago, but I think the media companies are training us to look at other people's lives so that they can monetize, opposed to telling you what to do to make your life better. And kudos to you that are executing at a high level. I appreciate you. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. But I think there's an active war in media to get us to fight amongst each other so that they can keep the wealth gap between the rich and the poor very high. Because if we stop listening to divisive programming, a lot of businesses are going to go under. Disney isn't doing as well as they should or could be. Netflix isn't doing as well as they could be. Tubi's in shambles. Right? Shout out to everybody at Tubi. But I think a lot of times negative programming gets so much traction. And if we stop buying into that, it will be better for our community, our culture, but most importantly, the wealth gap being erased, because that's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
There's also a community of people online. You know, the average person, there's a community of people, like even like I think the red pill people, red pill? There's a community of people that have gathered like people that's on the fringe that might be frustrated with their life, frustrated with society, and they've kind of, that's actually how Hitler came into power. It's a great series on Netflix called How to Become a Tyrant.
That's a good series.
And
it's funny, we will watch that.
Yeah.
It's working. No, go ahead.
But yeah, they were saying that's how he actually came into power, is because he you know, a lot of people was unemployed, a lot of people was frustrated, so he used that frustration and gathered support for his ideology of you know, white supremacy, and before you know it, it just struck the masses. So you know, because when you really think, because it's like people be like, yo bro, like why is he wearing silk pajamas, bro? Peace King, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it really just comes down to frustration. And it's a frustration that a lot of people are economically struggling. So you could just kind of just nitpick anything, right? Because I mean, let's be honest, if you have to talk about somebody's outfit, then you go into lengths of you just kind of making up, like, let alone like we just talked about a $300 million fund that just went bankrupt, like, and you and you're making content about my eyeglasses. But this is a frustration of you know, not being able to figure it out. Like, yo, I've been making content every day for 10 years straight and nobody's paying attention. I do rallies and I can't get 37 people to come to my rally. So you it's anger.
Do you ever consider though that you know that the people are gonna get upset when you do these type of things, or do you just not care for the marketing aspect? We can clip this out if we need to.
Yeah, no, I mean, for him, he loves it. I just know him.
I didn't think the pajama.
It wasn't that bad, bro. I'm gonna be real.
I didn't think it was gonna be that triggered. I was actually surprised. I didn't think the pajama play was gonna be that triggering. I actually put thought into the pajama play. My rationale behind it was that InvestFest, and this is just bigger than InvestFest. We go to a lot of conferences, we speak, and I'm like, it's not really appropriate to wear jeans or like a sweatsuit at this point in time.
But it's tough to be in a suit for 13 hours, though.
Exactly. But also, I don't really necessarily want to wear a suit either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's the middle ground? And I actually got inspired for the terry cloth outfit by the Prada. Prada has a similar outfit.
I have it.
They have a short set. It's a short set.
Wait. That's not say they have. I have.
Troy has it.
I didn't know that you are Prada.
No. We cannot do that.
You're the only person that has the Prada.
No, I have. No, I'm just saying I have that sweatsuit.
But made by Prada.
Yeah, it's a Prada sweatsuit. I wore it to your birthday.
I didn't know that you were a representative of Prada.
I'm not, but I'm
Prada.
He's an enthusiast. He's an ambassador of fashion.
Of that look.
Yes.
Okay. So Prada makes a terry cloth short set, right? But I've never seen it in pants and long sleeve shirt.
True.
Which essentially, I guess, turned into pajamas. That's why maybe I never seen it.
That's what.
But that was my vision. So I'm like, yo, I never really seen, because I get cold a lot, so I'm anemic. So I can't wear shorts in these conferences. I actually put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, it's too cold.
Which is very is hurtful when I hear negative comments.
Tom may be hurting your feelings.
Stop.
No. Let Mike. He got feelings. He's not a barbarian. Come on. It hurt.
I put thought and effort to this because I'm anemic, so I can't wear short sleeves. So
they weren't thinking about that.
So I'm like, all right, what if we do a long sleeve terry cloth play
to offset the iron deficiency? I'm gonna get sympathy. Come on, let's go.
To offset the iron deficiency, and then it's a nice leisure. It's a nice leisure. It's not a suit, but it's not a sweatsuit either. It could kind of fall in. And then also I'm like, all right, I want to do satin one day, and then I want to do terry cloth the other day.
To show you how smooth life can be.
It's confusing because I really never even thought the terry cloth was looked at as pajamas. I just thought that was terry cloth. It would be no different than if you had a zipper going down it. I mean, I guess because it kind of had like the bowling shirt, so it felt like it could have been that. I thought the first one I could see, like, because I seen comments, and I don't really care, but I seen they kind of saying that we was doing like TLC creep on them.
I'll tell you what.
That's funny though. That's funny. That's funny as hell.
I'm like, okay, cool.
I'll tell you what, it's all funny until it's not. If I see any of these high fashion designers with their new spring, and I see the pajamas. If I see the pajamas or any of these high fashion designer plays, just know I'm coming for 10%.
Yeah,
yes.
Because I'll take the ridicule, but I also want to be the pioneer. I'll take the ridicule.
You want all the risk and none of the
royalties in perpetuity.
I want all of the risk and none of the feedback.
I'll take the feedback.
Yeah.
But I want to be the pioneer. When this thing hits and you start to see it in Macy's, because somebody was like, yo, does he keep the tags on the clothes? You don't really get you don't really get tags in these kind of clothes.
No, sir. Somebody said that?
Yeah.
No, sir.
It ain't really too much tags.
Bring it back down for
the homie that has it. The homie that's rapping is the only one that has it.
But I just would like to have some credit in this.
Nah, the TLC joint was funny because it was a picture. It was me.
That's hilarious.
I saw Lenny S saying like, I hope you don't rock him to sleep. It was like all right.
That's funny.
Shout out to Lenny.
That's funny. I mean, can we turn it into a Brandon lesson though? Like, even though it may get some criticism, these are the things that have to be done. Like, take me for example. If I did way more salacious stuff, I would be a lot more popular. Just talking about investing alone is not going to cut it in our community.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And
like, I'm sorry,
and that's not who you are either. You are more than just an investor. Like you don't invest 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody does.
Layers.
You're not just reading the Wall Street Journal every single day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, it's not who you are. Like,
yeah, there's layers to it.
That's a fact. I mean, it's part of it, right? It's part of who you are as a person.
The last thing,
really quickly, because I just want to. We gotta give a shout out to Mike B. I mean, because and this is something too. Like,
I think he's gonna make it on time.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike B. It was an emergency that he, we had to get a situation situated to make sure that he got there. But a lot of credit goes out to him. And this is something too. Like me and Shadi, we never have conversations about what we're gonna wear. We just kind of just wear it. And so like it was interesting that we came out. I mean, he had satin, but I gotta give credit to Fat Joe too. I want to give. He probably don't even know this, but I was with Mike B, and I seen something that they was making for Fat Joe. And I was like, yo, let's just play with fabrics. How many different fabrics can we do? And then Ian, you sent me something like, what y'all gonna do? I sent you a picture of one of the things we're gonna do. And I was like, let's just play with fabrics. And I was like, what's that right there? Because I need what Joe has. And it was Gator. And I was like, let's turn it into something. So I said, Mike, let's just be creative. Now, when we did it, it was like, all right, cool, let's just put it out there. But the reaction to it, and this is exactly why, and it kind of goes into what you're doing, like, let's just be who we are. Let's just have fun with it. The first thing that people said was like, yo, I really love y'all because y'all do whatever y'all want. Joe Button walked up to me. First thing he said is like, yo, I just saw Shadi and Terry Cloth. Now you have on Gator. Yo, y'all really don't have no rules. Y'all play by no rules. And that's what it's about. It's about having fun, doing what we can, and doing what we want.
Being a maverick.
No rules, especially when it comes to how we're going to present ourselves to the world.
Here's the last
and we can sit on the stage with billionaires and do it.
Here's the last thing I'm going to say about this. Just block me for this week because I'm going crazy.
Reminder.
I'm going to go crazy for this week. But after New York Fashion Week, I'm going to tone it down.
Why?
But listen.
No.
It's going to be assets and liability hoodies for the next 3 months. I'm gonna go dark.
No.
I'm gonna go dark for 3 months.
Why?
The timing of market.
I'm gonna just let.
It's insensitive to not.
I'm gonna let things settle.
It's insensitive not to.
So just block me for this week though. Give me this week, and then I'll chill out for 3 months. But the last thing I'll say about this is for all of you people in the comments that's like, well, real money doesn't dress like this. You never seen real money before. 1. 2, who's the richest person in the world? He's the richest person in the world for no essential item at all. All luxury goods. Front row and Paris Fashion Week. What I'm saying is that you could dress however you want, but that's a myth that has been pushed. Of course, like
our community,
you could really dress however you want. Like you go to Saudi Arabia, they might have the full throw on with a $500,000 watch with no ice, no ice at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't even you might not even know that the watch cost $500,000. You're going to tell them that's not how a billionaire shouldn't have $500,000. Well, tell them that because they got it. You know what I'm saying? Like you might go to Dubai and see the most craziest thing, see somebody with a tiger. It's all about you. Obviously, you got to use common sense. You don't want to spend more than you have. You don't spend lavishly for no reason. But it's a false narrative. You can wear a t-shirt every single day if you want.
As Zuckerberg did.
The richest man in the world is rich from luxury items that none of the things that he has equity in are essential at all. None of them. Not one. And he has about 500 companies. Not one is essential.
Yeah.
And he's the wealthiest person in the world. So
you talking about Arno?
He's the richest person in the world, right?
Yep.
Back and forth, him and Elon, but
right now, he's the richest person.
And going to the investment side,
referring to people like, who is he talking about?
Don't invest in Macy's at all. I would short it if I could at the right price. Be long LVMH. You want to talk about dominant? You think Apple has a monopoly? There is no luxury brand that they don't own. And if you get time to go read his book, any articles on how he acquired all of those brands, brilliant strategy, and almost no one is paying attention that he has acquired monopoly on the luxury market.
Yeah, and he's preparing a succession plan.
Yes. Yep, right. Got Versace and Donatella right up out of there.
Yeah,
done.
Still doesn't have Gucci. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Is the urban doom loop the next economic threat, or is the threat overhyped? And what stocks do you like in the space to invest in?
So the urban doom loop is like all the big corporations downsizing the buildings. I mean, even during COVID, I think James Altucher was like, hey, New York is going to collapse and everyone's going to move out. And while some people moved, and of course, some hedge funds, of course, relocated to Florida, for the most part, big cities are doing okay. I don't think that this is the next big threat. And I would say it's slightly overhyped, but you do have to take in consideration that Salesforce in Indianapolis is downsizing. There's a bunch of companies in Memphis that are downsizing. LA has been falling apart in the commercial space since 2020. So I think we're just getting to the correct levels where we should be. I think people overdeveloped too fast, too quickly. We talked about it before in 2020 and 2021, like Google has shut down some of their office spaces. Meta has downsized some. But I think we're just getting to the correct valuations of where we should be and the correct metrics for how much space each of these companies really need. If you're going to invest in the space, I would be long Google, long Meta. I would be long on CRM as well. So those are like the three that I think, even if they downsize, that the margins on a company are so good that they are still going to thrive. And of course, we'll talk about it later, but BlackRock and Blackstone. I told this to Stock Club yesterday, but if you are a real estate investor, by 2035, your number one competitor they're going to be BlackRock, Blackstone, and Vanguard. Very soon, you'll see Vanguard start to acquire some of these properties as well. And we've already heard the talks of mixed use and a company potentially like having office space on a lower level and then residential units above, and you have a grocery shopping on like the middle tiers. I think that is going to get sped up, especially if we see a slowing and we get a lot more exposure to the issues that are happening in China with Evergrande. We'll talk about the trust later. But there's some contagion issues that could spill over. But you have to remember, in every crisis, it presents an amazing opportunity for someone else. So I would be long on Google, Meta, CRM as a result, but I don't think this is the next big threat. I think there's a bunch of combinating factors that is making us go through this downturn.
I had CRM. That's interesting. I'll start backwards. I had CRM as the company for a number of reasons, and I think the major cities make sense. We talked about this maybe I think last week or 2 weeks ago when we were talking about WeWork and the impact on New York City and what kind of impact would it be. I think for the major cities, we should be okay.
Yeah,
right? The New Yorks, the LA, Chicago's. It's those mid-level cities that I think we'll see this type of doom loop, and so we got to paint a scenario where workers don't return, retail businesses shutter for a lack of customers, residents flee to the suburbs further out from those mid-level cities.
And if we can talk, not to cut you off, they're pushing us back to the suburbs too.
Yeah, but here's the part that we don't talk about: the city's tax revenue.
Yeah.
Right. So if all those things happen, then the tax revenue for that city declines, which leads to fewer services and then fewer residents. And so if we look at some of these spaces, and I know we're like, yo, summer Fridays are over, but people still have to go back to these places. They still have to go back to work. And so what you're seeing is high delinquency, right? And then you're also seeing low occupancy. Those two things don't work in these type of environments. Yeah. Then somebody put this picture, they painted it really, really nice. They were like, look, if offices are empty, right? That's the first part. The commercial real estate is losing value, right? That's going to pull down municipal tax revenue, which we don't talk about, but we should. And there's going to be few commuters, meaning that there'll be less revenue from transit, which we don't talk about. So like these are all factors that make up a city, and obviously not New York City. And then if you have fewer people using transit, that means there's fewer people in your downtown, which means to fewer shopping, which means to more unemployment in those areas. We just saw it happen in San Francisco, right? We looked at one of the biggest retail malls that shut down, and we went there maybe 2 years ago, and we looked, and we were kind of downtown, and the huge Salesforce building. But as you walk around, you start to see like there's a lot of retail space, and wait, this mall's closing, and that office space. And so you're starting to see these things play a part of it. But once it starts to affect the revenue from a standpoint of tax, but all these things, there's an issue here. Yeah. There's an issue that we definitely got to be mindful of. So is it the next biggest economic threat? I don't know if it's the next thing, but it is definitely a threat that we should be paying attention to. But I like CRM for the reasons that you just said.
Yeah.
We look at a company who is positioned to thrive in either of those environments, whether people are back in the workforce or people are at home working from home. Like there's still be communication throughout an enterprise because that's what the company is based off. So I definitely like CRM, and I love Google too. I'm glad that you added that one.
Yeah, and even Meta, like Meta's the reason why most people don't even like engaging in person anymore, because it's more convenient in your home. Like you can reach 5,000 people a day just from your phone through WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. So it's interesting to see, even in the digital space, how there's crossover into real life. WeWork is still in shambles. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting to the day where we get the call that WeWork has officially died. So say your prayers now. I know we haven't done Dead Alive in a few, but go pay your respects. So yeah, I think the world is changing. Also on a political side, I don't know if we want to talk about it, but Big T could win. We need a chief revitalization officer of the United States at some point. Like we need someone to look at all the major businesses.
If he's not locked up.
Good point.
It's a very good possibility. I don't know how he doesn't get convicted. They have him on wiretap. It's a pretty easy case.
I think one of the trials starts in March.
And they're going his co-defendants, one of them is going to end up ratting.
Yeah.
So I don't know how.
The boy's still locked up in Fulton right now with a public defender. You know he about to tell.
Yeah, he couldn't afford bail.
Who?
It was the only black guy with Trump.
Yeah. In Fulton County.
They going.
There's 16 out, 1 left.
I don't know.
Let's guess who.
I don't know how he avoids conviction. I don't know how he avoids.
You gotta say yes, ma'am, 14 times.
But he don't have nobody to tell on. He's top of the totem pole. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't have nobody to tell on. Giuliani might rat. Everybody is capable of turning state evidence except for Trump, because he's the top. So they want him. So but if he's able to not get convicted, then he has a good chance of winning for sure.
If not Biden, who? I don't think Vivek has a chance.
I think Biden wins the second re-election. I actually think that he wins easily. honestly. Not by the fact that so many people love him, but there's no runner up. I mean, I think you have the Santos. He'll probably end up as the Republican nominee. I don't see
anything fast.
I don't see anybody stronger than him.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
But I don't think if Donald Trump is not running, then the Republicans. I don't think the Republicans have a chance.
Didn't they just have the first debate like last week?
Whoa.
No, the Republicans. They had they did, right?
It's like Chris Christie, DeSantos. It's nobody that's of any relevance. DeSantos is interesting. He's going to carry Florida, so that's a key state. He has a shot. Definitely has a shot. But I don't think that. I think that the Democrats will garnish enough support to get Joe Biden reelected, and it's almost by default. He's going to win by default.
Yeah.
What are you going to be? 83?
Oh yeah,
84.
Mitch McConnell.
Hold your head.
We need to retire from my boy. Hey, Pelosi, give Mitch your money so he can retire.
He's been medically cleared again.
That's scary, bro.
It's scary to watch. It really is.
See somebody glitch in real life twice.
Yeah.
The glitch master. So yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know who can beat. I don't know who can beat Joe Biden. I don't know who can beat Joe.
Who can beat him? I don't know if anybody. I mean, he's the incumbent, so it's tough. I don't think anybody beats him. Who will run again? I don't know.
All you gotta do is just lay low.
Yeah, just lay low.
Don't say anything stupid.
What do you think about Gavin Newsom, California's governor?
Impossible.
Well, he's a Democrat.
That's what I'm saying. As a next Democratic candidate after. I mean, if Biden.
Oh, maybe after Biden.
Who's next? Who's next?
He's positioning himself definitely positioned. He's positioning himself to become a candidate
at some point
2028.
Okay.
And congratulations to Deion Sanders, EYL alumni.
Congrats.
EYL alumni.
Do you believe?
Crazy.
Colorado.
You still don't believe?
All I want to hear was just one game. Stop that. That's hate. TCU, didn't they compete last year for like a national title?
They got destroyed in the national championship.
They were the runner-ups for the national championship. They were the number 2 team in the country last year.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of hate. They now
20-point underdogs.
20-point underdog.
And they went away game.
Yes. And won.
Look,
and set school records while they did it.
He got Boulder popping. Man, I used to live in Colorado. Nobody was going to Boulder.
Sold out.
We had a conversation about Deion in Miami.
About the turnaround?
Yes.
Yeah. And I said what?
You said it's gonna take 4 years.
I said 2 years. You said next year.
I said next year.
I said no.
Sports
no.
It's like this.
Then let's do it. If you want,
God did.
Then let's do it.
God,
let's go on record.
God did.
Here's what I said.
Oh my God!
I said it's gonna take 2 years because you got to get a whole new team. Yes, they did one. What they did is phenomenal. We're going for them. They got a whole new team. TCU also had a new team too. They were the second highest turnover rate outside of Colorado. But I said what they have to compete with in the Pac. I don't even know what it's called anymore. No, they all everybody's leaving. I just seen Stanford's not in the Pac-12 anymore. It's ridiculous. Really? Yeah. Damn. I said they still got it. You said they're gonna finish. They're gonna win the Pac-12. I said wait. They still got to beat USC. They still got to face Oregon. These are top 10 teams.
You said 2 years or 4 years?
I said 2. It's gonna take at least 2. You said next year. It's on the pop.
Johnny ain't jacking that.
It's happening now.
They won their first game.
That's a big win, bro.
The number 17 team in the country.
That's a big win.
And it's a great win. I'm not denying.
Yeah.
Yo, we are ruined.
Travis
Hunter is the best player in the country.
I've never
top
seen
5 players in the country.
I've never seen a player play every single down before. Like this is
we haven't seen
like
that's a good point.
He's playing like Pop Warner.
Yeah,
he's playing every down on
generation.
Travis Hunter is the top 5 player in the country,
and their quarterback
Shador.
He's
Shador's ill too.
He's top 5 quarterbacks. Yeah,
I'm not. We're not
500 yards.
That's
we're not
insane,
denying.
Bro.
They set records, and we are rooting for them. Right? We are rooting for them. What I'm saying is based on what is returning to the Pac-12. Who's Caleb Williams is the Heisman Trophy winner at USC. He's probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Look,
he is playing at USC. They play at USC this year. I want them to. That's prime time. When Colorado plays USC,
no pun intended.
Prime time.
Yep.
When they play Oregon, that's going to be prime time. They still got some games on their schedule. It's like, yo, they got. And it's the first year.
I never said that they was going to win. I said that they was going to have a winning record. They won 1 game last year.
Last year, 1-10.
My prediction was that they will have a winning record this year. They will be probably the Pac-10, whatever. What is it?
Whatever. It was Pac-12. I don't know.
It'll be the Pac-12 winners next year, and then by year 3, they're competing for a national champion. They might accelerate that.
You think they can win the
They're
Pac-12 this year?
Capable.
No, just going on the record then.
Yes, they're capable.
Not capable.
Possible.
Are they going? All right, top 2, Pac-12.
I think they'll be top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Top
More
3.
importantly for the audience, since you guys interviewed him,
okay,
what are some leadership lessons from Deion that you guys learned that you think the audience could apply to themselves tonight?
Deion is a man of high character.
Yep.
He has a belief in himself, and he instills it on not only just his teammates but his family. Right. So we just can't take that for granted. That is his son playing quarterback.
Yes.
That's tough in itself, playing under your father. But you can see the belief that he has in his safety. Right. So that's his son as well. Right. But it feels like the entire team feels like they're his kids. Yeah. And he's done that since he was in Texas coaching youth football. When he's at Jackson State, it felt that way. He's a man of high character who has a wealth of knowledge inside the game of football, but more importantly, he has a wealth of knowledge in the game of life.
Yeah.
I feel like when you hear him talk, it's not just something that's been rehearsed. It's something that he's actually lived, and
he's lived it.
He lived it, and the kids believe in it, right? His students believe in it. His athletes believe. It's translating, right? Like even down to the littlest things, like when he changed the captain off the jersey, he took it off. He said, "Yeah, we don't believe in captains. We really believe in leaders, and we believe in dogs."
Yeah.
So if they got an L on their shirt, they leaders, and if they got the D on it, they dogs. Just changing the narrative of what the expectation can be in, because people are still looking at him like, "Yeah, that's a former athlete. He's a football player. He doesn't know." It just doesn't translate well. Most players don't turn into great coaches. He's doing it, but he's bigger than a coach. He's a leader of young men.
I'm gonna give you business. This is the business lesson from Deion, and I spoke about this when we interviewed him. He has done the best job I've ever seen, as far as utilizing social media and captivating, controlling the narrative and incorporating culture. He did it at Jackson State. He's doing it at Colorado. So when you see Gillian Wallow and you see Yellow Breezy in the locker room, and even for us, when he was following us and I just DM'd him like, hey, would love it. And he's like, let's do it. Let's set it up. He was in tune to know how many college coaches, they're not watching Earn Your Leisure.
No clue.
He's in tuned enough to know who's the mover and shakers in the culture and who's important for his own personal brand. But more important, he knows as his brand personally grows, then it's going to be easier to recruit players. You create a culture and you create a wave, and he's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Even how the style of content, cell phone content, and that's something that I probably shouldn't even say this because I know nobody would ever do it for us. But one of the things that we did was we cut videographers and started just using cell phones because we realized that the organic footage was more beneficial than highly produced videos. And Deion Sanders is a major reason why we did that, because just watching him, his videos getting 500,000, 600,000 views. And it would just be him just dapping up Michael Irvin, or him just, meeting Warren Sapp, and his other son is the one that's actually curating it with the cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
And he's mastered social media, and he's utilized social media. You don't get 48 new transfers, and it's not just those 3 players. He's gotten probably the best recruiting class from in America. Notre Dame, all of these top schools. This is another reason why they won. He's done that because he's created a buzz around his culture that I've never seen before ever from social media. And that's not done by accident. He's he has a marketing mind. He's a marketing genius.
Always has been.
And even like the things that he's saying, like he knows that I'm gonna say this is gonna go viral. So like the press conference at the end of it, when he starts to go on, he was doing that when he was playing. He dumped a bucket of ice on a reporter one time. I remember when he was playing football. So he's been doing this his whole career. He always knew how to create a lane for himself. He realized that, I think his end goal is to go to NFL, but he's realizing that he's fast tracking his trajectory. He's not working his way up the ranks, being a defensive coordinator and then, doing it. He's fast tracking it, making enemies.
Jump the ladder.
You know what I'm saying? Being loud, being flashy, social media. People don't like it, but he's jumping the ladder. He's jumping the ladder to the point now where he's the biggest name in college sports.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. For anybody, for a player, for a coach, like in college sports, Deion Sanders is the biggest name. That's not easy to do. Yeah. So it's like, his marketing, the marketing genius of it is something that I think anybody should look at, how he's marketed himself in just 4 years, really. and has catapulted his stock is actually pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, Saturday was the biggest recruitment tool that he ever needed. Here's the interesting part of that whole story. When he was at Jackson State, he interviewed at one other school. You know what that school was?
What school was that?
TCU.
Really?
And they did not hire him.
Little chip on the shoulder.
Bigger than a chip, right? Let's
Yeah.
add them to the schedule and let's go in there and do it on the road. And so when he's talking about God is good and God is working at all times, there's a little piece of that. Like, you guys shunned the opportunity to have me here. And I went to Colorado and I brought my guys here with me. And they won it in impressive fashion. It was must-see TV, but that's the best part. Like, now Colorado, which was a one-win team, where we can't undermine.
Not popping, boring.
One win.
Everybody in Boulder, but
the last time I remember Colorado, I think Cordell Stewart was the
back in the day.
That's the last time they was important. Yes, Rashad Salon won the Heisman in '94, but last time Cordell Stewart was a quarterback. Last time they were relevant. They're on national TV almost every week. ESPN, they're having College Game Day.
They got to
at Boulder, Colorado next week versus Nebraska, and the game you cannot buy a ticket.
They had College Game Day at Jackson, Mississippi. Here's my theory on what Deion did. This is, I think Deion. I think he was a high school coach in Texas, right? I think he said, I want to become an NFL coach. How do I fast track this as quick as possible?
Yeah.
The first step is you got to be a college coach, right? But you got to usually work your way up the ranks to become a college coach. So he says, okay, I'm not going to go to he could have went to like a big school and been a defensive coordinator and worked his way up.
Well, can I just pause you for 2 seconds? Because you're going to make a valid point. You have to be a college coach if you look like us. Because there's been NFL coaches who've had no
That's
college
a good point.
and went straight to the league.
Well, so what I'm saying is that from a high school coach.
Yeah.
So he says, okay, there's the fast track. I'm going to go to a black college. Nobody would be expecting this. I'm going to get the head coaching job pretty easily. And I'm going to turn this into a complete spectacle. I'm going to have all the rappers. I'm going to do just what he did, right?
And win.
So then he says, okay.
And win.
No, you got to win. So now he says, okay, I'm going to go to the worst team in Division I, big program. Colorado hasn't been good for 20 years. They won one game last year, right? Whereas it's not even a competitive thing. It's not like he went to try to get the job at Ohio State or try to get the job at Michigan. I'm going to go bottom level. It's still a power conference. They have resources. They have the facility. They're just terrible. I'm going to go there and I'm going to get this wave lit. Exactly what he's doing. To the point where now it's undeniable. A few years of this continues.
Yeah,
he's gonna be prime position.
He'll be coaching the Jets
in the NFL.
Yep,
in fact.
Brought his luggage, and what did he say the luggage was? Louis.
Yep.
So shout out to Deion, and shout out to the guys. But yeah, I think that it's just I think it's a very interesting business case study on marketing on a variety of different standpoints, and something I said that we actually implemented. I saw the cell phone thing. I said, yo, we're not doing videos anymore. We're doing cell phone videos. Even InvestFest. If you look at most of the videos on InvestFest that really got a lot of traction, it's just regular cell phone videos. Like, so
he got it so popping. Think about this from a branding standpoint. It became so popping that Nike has signed him again, and they're bringing back his sneakers.
Yep.
So if you watch what Shador was wearing, he's wearing his dad's sneaker from '96. Yeah, it's cleat.
Of course.
Like that. Like, this guy hasn't played. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. He's the coach of a team, but I mean, he was obviously one of the best players ever played. A superstar. Yeah. But his shoe line comes back into play for a brand that probably wasn't going to be selling those in the near future. Maybe 5 years ago.
Nobody was thinking about Colorado since
at all.
Rocket Ishmael.
No, that's Notre Dame.
Or
don't do that.
Quadri Ishmael, right?
His brother went to. Did his brother go to Colorado?
Quadri Ishmael.
Quadri's his brother. Yeah. Rockets Notre Dame.
Long story. They haven't been good in a long time. Now Colorado's great. It's the place to be.
I put over this weekend. If you deliver the victories, the money will find you. They didn't even have the budget to assign him as a coach, and it reminds me of like
boosters.
Boosters found the money, and it goes back to when Steve Jobs came back from Apple when Sully ran a company into the ground. Carl Icahn turned around some companies, whether you liked him as a corporate raider or not. And I know some of you at home may be like, this doesn't apply to investing. Marketing is a part of the supply chain to move the market cap of a company up. It does matter. There's a reason why Buffett has his annual conference, why Apple has the developer conference. I want you to take these lessons, and you can see a lot of what Dion is doing, and Elon does it.
And it's also a real estate play. As far as this is what I mean by this, you have to see opportunity when nobody else does. So
Absolutely,
opportunity in Jackson State is take the thing that nobody wants. Nobody was fighting for the job at Jackson State.
Yep.
Nobody was fighting for the job at Colorado. Like I said, it's much harder to try to get the job at Alabama, right, or LSU. So everybody's already fighting for New York real estate. Everybody's already fighting for Miami real estate. When Bugsy Siegel went to Las Vegas, it was just desert. Nobody thought he had the vision. Nobody would have thought that Las Vegas would be what it is. He had the vision to say, nobody wants this. This is in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna make this in Las Vegas. Nobody was thinking about Dubai. They had the vision to say this is going to be the #1 tourist attraction in the world. So when you're investing in real estate or anything in life, look at what nobody wants. Look at where nobody's looking, as opposed to looking where everybody's looking. Don't try to do a show on YouTube about stocks. It's already being done. Right?
That's a prime example. Yes.
Do what nobody else is doing. Look at what nobody else is doing. Look at what nobody's paying attention to. And this is a way for you to secure your spot. And now once everybody starts to do it, you become the authority in the space.
Mm-hmm. If I would have told someone, hey, I'm gonna do a show on YouTube, and then 3 years later I'm gonna be on stage with Kathy Wood or Mike Novogratz, they'd be like, man, get out of here. At the time, no one was even comfortable speaking in urban vernacular when talking to us.
Preposterous.
That's is really key. Every brand that we loved has carved out their own niche and being just them. No one likes a copycat. So like when the iPad came out and Windows made their version of a tablet, no one wanted the damn tablet. It could have had more features, more people like originals. And we need more originals in leadership in this country and in the stock market so we can get off the Magnificent Seven. And NFTs tried to be originals, but it just didn't pan out. Put yes in chat if I told you them damn NFTs was gonna fail. We'll talk about everything else.
Let's talk about that.
Non-fungible token. Is 5 years long enough time frame for investing in the stock market? Is 5 years a long enough time frame when you look at investing in the stock market?
Yeah, this is a conversation I had in InvestFest, and I was talking to Stock Club about this. But for most people, if you don't know, because investing for 30 years almost sounds like you're not going to have any fun, you won't see any benefits of it. But if you invest in the S&P over a 5-year period, almost over any 5-year period, 88% of the time you're going to end up positive. So that's why, like, if we go back to the examples with Keith or the Queen who invested in 2020, and she started just on the show. Started with 7,000. She's at 217,000 from the show. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. 5 years is really a great time horizon to see return. So whether you're in a relationship, you're investing in real estate, stocks, your career, by that 5-year mark, you should know if things are going well or not. But if you have an 88% chance of winning, why wouldn't you invest there? I would also say too, like, you need to invest, pick an amount, but either 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, or 10,000 a month into the market. To the fellas, I don't want to hear that you don't have the money. I saw the clothes y'all was wearing at InvestFest. I don't want to hear it. You don't have no LVMH. You had on Celine everything, right? You buy all the Birkins and the Dior's, and then
or 200, 250, because the average person is not in a position they're going to have $10,000.
But 1,000,
even 1,000 might be a stretch for the average person. But start what you can afford. Yes. 200, whatever. That's the beauty of the 401k plans, right? Where they take money out of your paycheck, you don't even realize that it's gone, and it a little bit over the course of time does add up. Dollar cost averaging. So
absolutely,
I don't want to discourage people. You
can't say that with $9,000 pajamas on though. We just doing it for content. Let's go back and forth. Go crazy. Ian and Rashad get into it.
$9,000 pajama.
$9,000 pajama.
That's a narrative.
Ian put a price tag on them.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's hate. I'm gonna say it. That's hate.
Damn.
My bad. Technical foul.
But no, you're right. Definitely for sure. Dollar cost averaging is definitely the best way to go about it. So if you could put, a couple $100 a month into the stock market, and then once you start, having more income, disposable income, then you could put more money into the stock market. Then that's beneficial for sure.
Yeah.
I just think it's odd that they have a back to school sale, Christmas sale, Thanksgiving sale, Rosh Hashanah sale, Kwanzaa sale, Valentine's Day sale, but they never tell you the sales to buy to get rich. 20% off this furniture store is going out of business. OnlyFans got a sale. Listen, OnlyFans is more popular and doing better than some of these tech companies. We gotta have how are some of these companies getting funded? Like Adam from WeWork, and he'll find funding for another project already has. But if it was us that got the funding and dropped the ball, we wouldn't get funded a second time and get demonized. I'm gonna say it again. Kudos to everybody at ARC. If I put up the performance that ARC did, I would be crucified on the show.
Shout out to our friends at ARC.
I'm gonna talk to y'all Tuesday. I appreciate y'all.
Yes. OnlyFans is still popping? Is that still a thing?
I'm surprised.
It is? Okay.
I was looking at the revenue report. Like the founder just paid himself a dividend of $340 million.
Oh. Gotta do my homework.
It's different when you pay yourself $340. Spotify, you on the clock. That $1 billion podcast player is not worked out. Where's the money going?
Where are we recouping it from?
Impossible.
Yeah.
What do I know?
All right. Let's talk about September is historically a bearish month for the market. So should you hold off on investing this month, or should you wait till October? What's the deal?
I think September is a great month to invest.
Really?
You want to invest? Yeah, you want to look.
I got you.
Yeah, especially like if you can catch like that second or third Tuesday of this month when things are down, because everyone feels safer when the market is consistently going up and then buying. You want to buy when there's a lot of bleeding in the streets. It's not fun to buy something and then everything's dropping down dramatically. But what's even worse is to buy in a bullish market and then it turns around you so fast and then you end up losing all hope. But going back to the sale thing, they'll train us when something is 10 or 15% off that it's a good deal when it's really not. It just really tells you that they could sell the good or service for that price normally. But when the stock market is dropping down 3%, 10%, everyone's panicking and they're avoiding to be there long term. So opposed to buying on the months where things are at extreme highs and doing really well, like a January, it's better to buy in August and September when things are normally at a low and there isn't as much liquidity or volume, and then ride them up into the gains of January for the next year.
I got you on that. I was reading that wrong, but I understood what you were saying from a standpoint where, yes, historically, September has been the worst performing month since 1950.
Actually, 29. It's on average like 2% down since 1929.
1929. I was just going from I was going to give you a percentage for 1950, but yeah, from 1929 for the S&P and the Dow. But there's a lot of things that are happening in September, right? So you talked about the third week of the month. So witching is happening in September. You got the CPI report that's happening, the PPI report, and then the Fed meeting is happening on the 19th and the 20th. So there's a lot of things that are happening. And plus, people did like studies on it. And if you look it up, like why September? Well, it's the start of a financial year. Like I know for us, like in education, it was the start of a school year, but a lot of people, like the summer months are over. And now, so you have hedge funds coming back in. It's like, how are we going to make our gains for the end of the year? How are we going to make sure that we use the liquidity to help us from a tax standpoint? So all these things are happening in September, even from a marketing standpoint. And we had this conversation the other day. It was like, when you're going to corporate and you're getting sponsorships and you're trying to get deals, they're like, well, our fiscal year started in September. We put our budget in, right? So by the time you get there in February trying to do something in December, you're like, well, we have already allocated the money for the year.
Gone, they're dry.
Yeah, so people should know that. Like, if you're going to do something in 2024, make sure that you're talking to people right around September, straight through October so that they can have you in their fiscal budget for 2024. So all those things happening inside of the month is why we kind of see a downturn. But if I'm somebody that's getting into investing, this is the perfect time, because I want to get things when they have pulled back a little bit, things have settled, I get in, and then I can have the rise in a month like April, which has historically been a great month to see growth inside of the market. So when I heard you say, I'm like, oh no, I got you. Perfect.
Yeah. If I have to do seasonality based buying, like if I don't know if we were to help Diddy or Mike Novogratz for Kathy, hypothetically, right? I would start in August and September and then ride those gains through to June. Even in crypto, like September can be a tough month, but if you cycle through and ride it through March, April, May, your gains are better. So there's a bunch of ways you can end up producing alpha, getting alpha. One is like getting better entries, but knowing when the cycles are to buy. Even a Bitcoin, like before halving, like normally 500 days to 425 days before halving usually is a good time to buy. So when you know these cycles of when to buy, you can get an edge in percentage return that way as well. So don't be afraid by September being there's a lot of stuff happening, like you said, CCI, PPI, Fed speaking. It is going to be a rocky September, but that's actually going to pull the prices down to where they need to be, so you can buy them so that you can get a good return.
Yeah, these are good entry points.
If you're living in if you're in 2023, you're screwed.
Tell us more.
Year's over.
Facts.
So it's like, you have to, like, if you're not already, not only just planning for 2024, you have to actually be like implementing,
living and thinking,
living in 2024, like 2024 right now. It's happening right now. Like, it's happening. You should be implementing strategies and different things and already have meetings on the calendar for 2024. If 2023 is over, the year's over. If you haven't started to implement and really have, secure plans on what you're doing for 2024, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Because if you look at it, it's like, all right, September, once we really get to October.
Yeah, we get to Halloween.
Yeah, the Halloween, then you got Thanksgiving, then you got Christmas, and you got all of these different things. School starts back. Like, it's just so much different things like that happen. It's not going to happen for you. It's not. It's really not. So you should be planning and implementing your 2024 strategy now. Don't wait till January 1st for your New Year's resolution. It's over. Like, you're gonna be in trouble.
That's a fact. We're speaking from a place of experience, right? Like, even for something that's major, like InvestFest, like that. Yes, that just happened last week. We were already on phone calls even before 2023 was happening.
Yes,
we were preparing for 2024 and still are in preparation for 2024. That's why I was like, yo, stay tuned. Like, we're already working. But that's something that nobody tells you.
And to be honest, we started having our Market Mondays live 2024 conversations 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, you can't wait. Like, and this is the interesting part where, like, the economy is getting tight. You're seeing the big boys be out and about. Like, Jay was doing the electric slide at the Renaissance tour.
That did happen.
He doesn't need to do any marketing. Jay and Offset and Kris Jenner were doing the electric slide. Like, yo, Diddy's putting out a new album. Buffett's starting to make his little rounds. Like, the people who are at the top of the food chain are working harder than ever to secure themselves for 2030, 2040. You can't wait to January to plan your year. You cannot do it.
Yeah. And by the way, don't ever complain about InvestFest ticket prices. Travis Scott just sold out his whole entire tour.
Straight up.
In one day. Nosebleed seats are $500 for 2 hours of entertainment. You're talking about $250 for 3 days of education. Never heard. Like, yo, bro, what is Travis Scott doing for the community?
I know what he has for us.
Prices, why is Beyonce ticket prices so crazy? You know what I'm saying, son? You know what I'm saying, son?
Don't do us like that. That son is New York. Like, don't do us like that.
You mad, son?
Yeah, well,
say like, yo, man, I've been in these streets for 10 years.
I've been more John Blaze than that.
I've been in the streets for 10 years.
You wasn't no 125 when I was up there, son. Shout out to my New Yorkers. I don't want no issues.
Doing community work and all that. Doing community work. You know what I'm saying? I was in the prisons.
We're gonna make that a drop.
Prisons and all that. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be
I can't pay my rent.
Mike.
I can't pay my rent. These dudes out here with Rolexes on. I got Timex and all that.
All that. Talk to him.
$9,000 pajamas. That's funny.
Baby mom's on my neck.
Rashad, you see why people hate us?
My neck is crazy. Baby moms on my neck is crazy, but they really be on your neck. That's real. That's crazy.
I know it.
You got to co-parent better. Yeah, hey, quit talking to me. You'll take care of your kids. I'm gonna say that.
Communication.
Hey.
When you start targeting their wisdom, now it's a problem. It's all fun and games.
There you go.
All
there you
fun
go,
and games until it's not.
Could be worse.
Leave me alone.
Could be worse.
Or I'm gonna start making some phone calls.
See, you gonna do my play. I played the recordings.
Y'all thought the $500 thing was outrageous.
Uh,
Lunch anyone?
This is the crazy part. How they mad at the money being? I was really going to throw 20,000 on stage. I just thought it would be tacky.
Shout out to my guys. Now shout out to my guys. They hit me like, yo, it's working.
I was cash app. Listen, who else on any other show paid y'all, gave y'all any money?
Never happened.
They try and say it like it's a negative. I'm like, if a person is giving out money in a recession that they want to announce, how is that a bad thing?
They put their cash apps for donations.
Bro,
everyone included.
They want donations. That's the donations.
Shout out to Umar. Leave Omar to this. I like.
Shout out to Umar.
I like Umar.
No.
Yeah.
Donation. Donate.
It could be worse.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
But you understand why we become villains, right?
Who?
Villains and Vulture Tour.
I haven't crossed that side.
Y'all got some questions for Adam the plug?
Nah.
Villains and Vulture Tour. Coming. It's coming.
Coming soon. Vlad, pick up that phone, my boy. Coming. Oh my God.
Just remember, it can always be worse. Which stock in the EV space is better? General Motors or Tesla?
Is that a trick question?
No. I just want to see you hit different when you actually do your research real quick. Let me go through.
Yeah.
Of course, Tesla is the darling stock in the space, but I want to run off some stats really quick. Okay, so Tesla is worth $800 billion, does $90 billion in revenue, delivered 466,000 cars in quarter 2 of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Net profit is $2.1 billion. General Motors worth $45 billion. They do $169 billion in revenue annually. They delivered 692,000 cars in quarter 2. Net profit is 2.5. So they have a higher net profit, deliver more cars, but have a lower market cap. And Tesla is worth 11 of GM. So when I tell you guys sometimes that things don't always make sense, like even if a company has positive earnings and you buy on the day of earnings, you're like, why did it fall? Everything is irrational. Once again, they're worth $45 billion, General Motors. Tesla's worth $800 billion. The net profit for GM was $2.5 billion. The net profit for Tesla was 2.1. And I can argue that Elon has had a downturn in the last 2 or 3 years in terms of his leadership and how he's run the company. Those who bought a Model X in 2021, your car now is underwater. I know everyone keeps saying that cutting prices for scale is the right move. Not if you are a tech-based, EV-based company. Like the iPhone gets more expensive because of the chips and all that in it. You cannot lead your way to prosperity by cutting prices. If that were the case, then the founders of Sears would be the richest people on earth and not the CEO of LVMH. Yes, the Walton family made a ton, because it's always a pushback. Well, the Walton family and Walmart did it, but that's because the concentration of real estate plus distribution. It wasn't the low prices that made them all the money. It was the real estate plus the distribution that made them all of the money. So technically, even though GM is not a pure EV company, it's interesting that they're producing more net profit, but their stock is down dramatically compared to Tesla, their value in Tesla like is Apple. And I think it is deserved because of his leadership. But I think if he does not get better in the next 2 years, we're going to have to flatten this out. And put a more fair price on Tesla. So, and Tesla's been a part of the stock club for since 2019. But I got to give it to you real. When I saw these numbers, I'm like, how the hell is GM stock not higher as a result? It makes no sense.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, what role do you think consumer confidence plays in that, right? Because most people are not looking at GM and saying, like, this is an EV
At all.
company. But it's interesting, like, when I looked at the question, I said there was a big announcement this weekend, and I think probably majority of people didn't even notice it, but Mercedes has announced their new EV line.
Yeah.
And right after that, maybe 3 hours after that, BMW announced that they have their EV line.
They're
and
coming
everybody's
for it.
for it. And so when we think about these traditional automobile companies, what role will they now take in the market space from a GM or a Ford, right? When we talk about brand alliance and brand sustainability from a standpoint where people look at that and they think luxury, right? When I have the Mercedes EV, it feels luxury, it looks luxury. BMW's almost to the same level. When I have a Ford, it's not going to be looked at the same.
Yeah.
Right. So then they come in the market space, and now, so then you have Tesla at the top, and then you have these luxury brands coming into the space. Where do you think GM and Ford, where do they land in when it's that competitive?
Ford needs to land in a cemetery. So shout out to everybody at Ford. But since Alan Mulally was CEO, the stock has not been good since 2009, 2010. GM is a little bit stronger. But like it's a law of positioning. So like going back to that law of leadership, like once you copy when someone else is in a space, you're usually going to be underneath them. If you go through the history of Mercedes, when they went through a leadership change, once they start coming out with lower price vehicles to be more affordable, it's one of the things that end up destroying their brand. Like if you're a luxury brand, you have to choose to stay luxury or water it down. Versace watered their brand down. Here comes Gucci, destroyed it. Then here comes LVMH on top of it. So if you're going to be going back to the fringes, if you're going to play the fringe, you have to stay there. Like you can't play, I want to take over the White House for Trump and then come back and be right in the middle and be like, hey, I didn't mean it. I was just joking. I think clearly is going to be Tesla. I just want Elon and the team to be a lot more focused because they do have some competitive threats. But if we're going to look, and I know for those of you who are great investors, you're going to be like, hey, they're factoring in forward guidance. But it's like, if you're cutting prices and the margins are decreasing, you can't value this like a tech stock if the deliveries are not up and the Cybertruck has not been released. We need more innovation here. So, but if you would have bought that dumbass company and Twitter, maybe you could have focused. There's a lot of power in doing less. Sometimes people be like, you try and do more things and it takes away from the magic that you're able to create. So
keep the main thing the main thing.
Less is more.
In the words of Deion Sanders.
IanInvest.com. 5-year access to Stock Club. The half a decade sale for the Stock Club, which includes 1 year access to Sniper and everything else that Stock Club has been known for, which is access to the crystal ball, the stop loss information, the trading information, you name it.
Hella returns. and y'all better grab this shit for Kathy, do. As soon as Kathy grab it, I'm gonna come on and say, dang, bye-bye, finito. I told y'all. Okay. My fault.
I don't know why your advisors ain't forewarn you.
Hey. Okay. It's all fun and games till it's not. Y'all think I was gonna be on stage with it either. Ha. Joke's on you.
Ha ha.
These are jokes written by 85 South.
Y'all are poisoning me. I need to get back to my positive influence.
Yeah, so yeah, come on. We can't have three demons.
Come on. No, let me get back.
The Angels and Demons tour, then Villains and Vultures.
Angels and Demons tour.
Yeah, what Pharrell? If we do a Billionaire Boys tour, okay.
Angel and Demons. But the first thing they're gonna say about that is that Illuminati. They're gonna say you signed the Illuminati deal.
You take my photo right now. Go ahead. What's the other one? All C and I. Go ahead. You take all of them. I'll stay true to us and got more slander and make motherfuckers more money than anybody I know in the space. Y'all, hey, go ahead. I'm gonna do my whole Doja Cat rollout the year 4. Okay.
Doja Cat.
Doja going crazy. Baby girl, I feel so bad. Ooh,
let me do this for my fans. You think I do this for my fans? care less.
To cut off her eyebrows, her hair. She put on a demon mask and still got to drop an album. I'm like, that music industry treacherous.
You want straight devil.
Ooh, my Lord.
Straight devil.
Shame on you for following me.
Wow. Wowzers.
And
you want to talk about my pajamas?
The pajama thing really bothers you.
So why creep? Yeah.
Why are you triggered by it? It's okay. Come on, let's have a little therapy. Let's have a financial therapy. Shout out to him 500. Let's have a wealth therapy session right now.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guys.
It's hurtful. Very hurtful.
Yeah. All the negative comments do,
Be mindful. Be mindful of people's feelings, ladies and gentlemen.
Be kind. We have souls and feelings too. Even though Rashad and I act like we don't, we do.
All we have in this world is love.
Yes.
What the
love
world
coming September 15th.
That's September 15th, the Love LP.
What the world needs now.
I just want to leave with that.
It's love.
Yeah. And y'all gonna chill on all them grifter comments too. Okay. I ain't grifted nothing. And I want to be clear. When I came into the space, I was straight already. Clip this up. I was good. I didn't sell nothing for 9 months to show, and y'all still wanted to. Okay,
they
great.
just learned that word. That's the word of the month. They just learned that word. Grifter 4000.
Please.
Just remember.
I'll put out them audio recordings again. It's shaking up the internet. He's just
that make your soul burn slow. So September is a good month to invest. What stocks should people be looking at, or what stocks are you looking at to invest in September?
I'm gonna go through the usual. So if you are just beginning, VOO, VTI, which are Vanguard products, which is the biggest asset management company on earth. You have safety there, Apple, Microsoft. But I am looking at Google. I want to buy more in Eli Lilly because of the weight loss epidemic. I'm looking at Novo. It was one of my favorites in 2020, but I've been telling Stock Club like Novo is one of the greatest like pharma companies to look at right now. Eli Lilly and Merck as well in that space. So also when the economy gets tight and all the fringe sectors are not doing as well, tech and pharma are usually the ones to go to. So if I had to make a portfolio from scratch, I would probably do Tesla as my dark horse for an accelerator. I would do Novo, Eli Lilly, Apple, Microsoft, Johnson & Johnson, and probably Costco in a recession for safety. Trading has considerable risk. Please consult your advisor. If you're capable of raising someone's assets under management 4 to 7 billion, please put yes in chat. I'm gonna put yes for me. So Ackman, I need you on the line. Who else? Tepper, Kathy, Novogratz. We're gonna run this thing up for Diddy too. Oh, I can't wait for that. Diddy, when we turn this 1 million to 4 million, I need to be on the video.
Shout out to Diddy. I was talking to him.
How about now?
He's like, yo, did we make money on the investment yet? I said, yo, we ain't get it yet. We ain't get the money yet. He's like, I gotta get to you right now.
I need the login.
Yeah.
What's the login?
It's like, let's do it. Let's do it.
Listen, we can do like a portion long-term, portion option, portion futures, media, the real estate. Boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my joints in tomorrow. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Let's go. All right. So
can I ask y'all a question real quick? Time back to Investors. Who was your favorite interview? And then what was the biggest thing that you're going to implement from what you learned from them? I'm mad it's been a week already. Investors went by so fast.
Yeah.
It felt weird this weekend. I'll be honest with you.
It's Invest Fest. My favorite interview. Once again, I didn't get to see a lot of interviews, so I really can't make a informed judgment on that.
No, out of the ones you did.
Shout out to Ish. I had a conversation with Ish.
Yeah. At the end of the year.
I didn't think his commentary was fair commentary, but we spoke about it. We worked it out. But I would say,
oh, okay. Damn, Ish, you got checked. Oh boy, Rashad had you in the corner.
No. All love.
Nah, shout out to Ish. Man.
All love.
Hey,
all love.
You can get a pull up too if we're gonna talk.
All love. The EYL Goon showed up. Nah, not that.
Oh my God. Ish had you in the corner, Bayonne. What happened?
The pull-up challenge.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Oh my God. Go ahead. My
It can
bad.
happen. So
You guys are much taller in person.
look, I'm working out, ladies and gentlemen, because you never know. These guys be like,
oh my God.
5'2". They be like 5'2" in person. Everybody say like, yo, you much taller.
I didn't think you guys were this, like you guys are always sitting, so I didn't think you guys were this tall.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared.
You see the 6'5" guy with me?
But no,
how was the dinner? Let's go to a lighter subject.
It was great. The dinner was great. Shout out to the whole
celebration was great. I heard the vibe was amazing after you got him out the corner.
Happy birthday to Joe, man.
Yes, happy birthday, Joe.
Nah, those good people, man.
Let
Corey,
Ish eat his scallops in peace.
Corey,
scallop pancakes.
Scallop pancakes. That's a fact.
Shout out to Ish.
Shout out to Ish, man. Good dude. But
destroy the curry goat patties.
Once again, I think Rich Paul was a standout. I think Rich Paul was definitely, he gave a standout performance. I thought Diddy was extremely insightful and vulnerable in his conversations for sure. And I thought Robert Smith did a great job of navigating the conversation because Steve Harvey,
he pivoted well.
Yeah, he was, Steve Harvey was a different type of interviewer than let's say we would have been, but he was the same. Like it wasn't like he was like thrown off by jokes or like he was like, still the same person. So he was laser focused on what he wanted to say. He was asked questions that I know for a fact he wasn't prepared for. Yeah. Like it was just, and he answered the questions. Like, it wasn't like he had all of the questions pre. And so, yeah, I think, those are some of the people that stand out to me. But like I said, Rich Paul definitely was a person that I think that, I really enjoyed his conversation a lot. Like even when he was talking about he was calling teams to not draft his client, like, yo, don't draft him. Like he pushed his client back in the draft because he felt that the Bucks was a better team for his client at the 26th pick, as opposed to other teams at the 20th pick, where he would have made more money if he would have got drafted higher. But he was like, it's not a good situation for you to be in. So he's actually calling teams like, yo, don't draft him, please. Let's push him back. Like, this stuff, like it's a lot of insight from Rich, going out to, and saying like how he trains his clients. They go out to dinner. He makes sure that they pay the tip. He makes sure they talk to the waitress, polite, like everything. Like, he never wants to, foster a culture of entitlement amongst his clients. He was dropping a lot of information. So yeah, Rich, definitely.
Yeah. I think it's always interesting, man. We've had conversations with a lot of these people that were on stage. Rich definitely stands out. You have conversations in private and you're like, I wonder if they'll talk as candidly like that in public. Yeah. And to see him go on stage and talk as candidly as he does in private, I was like, this is a moment. Diddy, of course. Humble, another one.
Yeah, Humble went crazy.
Another one. It was just like another one of those things. Like we've had plenty of conversations, and Humble's one of the funniest guys that you ever gonna meet, but one of the most passionate about our community and our culture and about what we need to do going forward. And so to hear him speak candidly and have his client on stage with him, I don't think people like really understood the magnitude. Yeah. Like Lonzo is represented by him in the team. Shout out to Tony. That was dope. And then Terica, I asked Dave Shan, I said, I need her number. I need to talk to her personally to tell her.
The stage
and we had a nice little interaction. She was like, at the first year I was selling my board game, and I was just happy to be there. So imagine year 3 that I'm on the stage and you're calling me saying this. Yeah. It's just, you never know, man. You just never know the impact that you're gonna have on people. And that's what we do it for. It's just like, yo, let's just give as much information as possible. Let's try to add as much value as possible. You never know who it's going to reach. And so to see her go from the marketplace to the stage was incredible. The work she's doing, but what she was saying too about real estate and buying communities, it was like it's inspiring, bro. Hung a little bit because we were looking at like, let's get this property. No, we can get this community.
I was like, I need to do more. Yeah.
I think that was the synopsis from that. It was like, we could do more. Like we're doing a lot, but we could still do more, and we could still put people in position to do more, right? We can't do everything, but we could put more people in position to do more, build our portfolio out even further, and help as many people as possible while we do it. So that was those 3 for sure. And then I definitely, I got phone calls about the Stage B ones panels, so I'm interested in watching those. I know the playback is about to be up, or is up. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching all those panels because I'm telling you, phone calls were coming in as we're on stage. this panel went crazy. It's a madhouse over here. Like we can't leave the stage. People are waiting for us at the bottom of the stage. So I'm looking forward to watching that. That's part of it. Like when you're putting this together, I think people forget. Yes, y'all see me and Shotty running around crazy. Yes, it takes a lot to put this on. Yes, we still have to be on stage and perform. And no, we don't get to watch everything that we love to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take some time out and definitely catch all those panels because everybody added value. Everybody came with their A game and delivered. So I'm super happy about that.
Yeah, Diddy went crazy. You know, talking about the agave plant, and he went to Mexico, and they the agave plant. You get to see it tomorrow. Episode comes out tomorrow. But Diddy went crazy on that. On the see, I got a twitch in my eye, man. I'm about to lose my eyesight rocking with you haters, man. Like, I spend so much time on my phone.
It's the silk from the pajamas, bro.
Yo, I'm about to lose an eye, man. Sacrificing an eye for you guys.
You twitching for real?
Yeah, it's a fact.
I've seen it happen like episode 7. Remember that?
No, I was looking at my phone.
You got to stay off your phone, or you got to get.
I told him after episode 7, I was like, "Yo, bro, your eyes like, then you got to get some sleep." He's like,
"Yeah,
nah." I'm like, "Nah, bro. We can't look at this. Like, you got to do something."
Yeah.
Some sleep.
Really quick, what's the blueprint for getting on the stage next year? If a person is watching this live or like on a replay and they're aspiring to be on stage, like what are some of the steps they need to take?
Diddy, he said it. He was like, "Yo, they're gonna have cats aspiring to get on that stage, which is it's already there." He was like, and then he's like, "You gotta have receipts, God. You gotta have receipts.
Got my receipts.
You gotta be proven in industry to be like, all right, this is somebody that makes sense to be on stage." Brandon Rule, he just got $100 million development. You know, Don Peoples III for people. So it's like, you gotta have receipts, man. Like that's it. Just have the receipts, and that's it. And we'll find you.
There's some evidence.
Don't call us. Don't call us. Hey, guys,
please
don't call us.
People will do. Yeah. And just inside ball, like marketing. If you think I do the yes in chat everywhere I go by accident, you're a fucking fool.
And let me say this too, for those that choose to use disrespectful views about not being at InvestFest, because there was a few people that was disturbed that they weren't invited to be speakers at InvestFest. Like, I don't know where this level of entitlement comes from. Nobody
said with love and compassion.
Nobody has to be at InvestFest, right? Nobody has to be at InvestFest. So if you are asked to be at InvestFest, it's a privilege. But if you're not asked to be at InvestFest, why don't you try supporting the event regardless? The vendor marketplace was lit. So many sponsorships. We always complain like, "Yo, I wasn't included." Like, bro, you're not even that really relevant to be included. Now, if it was a real issue, you could have just said like, "Yo, is there a spot for me?" And it might have been a spot for you. But to go to social media and try to like, "Yo, I got blackballed from InvestFest. I didn't get invited for InvestFest." And this is somebody who we actually already did an interview with, by the way. So just us doing an interview with you has already helped you more than it's helped us. Be grateful. We already did an interview with you. You're already in an elite group of people, and you've been given an opportunity to promote your brand to hundreds of thousands of people across the world on social media, on YouTube, on Apple, on Spotify. Say thank you. How do you feel entitled that you should have been at InvestFest? Because we did an interview. We do an interview with a variety of different people. Once again, it goes back to entitlement, but it's mind-boggling. But like I said, if your goal is to really enhance your brand and support something, then you should have been a sponsor. That's ego. If you weren't at InvestFest, you missed it because of your ego.
Thank you.
Right? If you're in the financial literacy space and you wasn't at InvestFest, it says a lot about who you are as a person. You think that your ego is bigger than the movement. InvestFest is not about us. That's why we didn't name it Earn Your Leisure Fest. It's InvestFest. Everybody was there. Every single body was there. Like, everybody was there. Even people that you would have thought would not have been there was there. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Tony the closer. He was there. Yeah, most people would have thought that he would have never came. He was there, right? Because it's an important moment for the culture. And it's like, this is 20,000 people. If you made a conscious decision not to come, then that means that you have put your ego bigger than the people. Mm-hmm. It's no other way to slice it.
Yeah, because your people are going to ask you, why weren't you there? and then I don't know what your response will be. But bigger than the people that you know, there are a bunch of people that you didn't know. I got some, like, shout out to Derek Ferguson. We had a conversation. He was like, look, I come from the world of finance. Like, I'm Wharton business school, right? Like, I saw a bunch of my colleagues from there were there. There were a bunch of people in the world of finance that never come outside that were there.
There was a lot of people from Goldman there, surprisingly.
From a bunch of institutions, right? And so those people are there. So if you forget how you feel on a personal level, right? From a business standpoint, like, these people are in the room too. And so if you're saying, like, I didn't go support because I might have an issue with them, all right, that's one thing. But, like, what about the people that are in the room? Number one, the people who support you, because I'm sure that they patron with you. Somebody out of the 20,000 patrons with you. In fact, people close to us patron with you, but also the people who are coming to say, like, I want to invest in you because I see what you're doing. I saw your episode. You missed that opportunity too. But I mean, this happens in our community, and it's something that we need to work on, right? It's something we need to work on. It's something, because if we talking about we're going to do this together and we're going to build together, and that was kind of like the synopsis of what Puff was saying, like, we need to do this together, and the time is now, like, we're on the clock. Then we have to have these examples, and we have to have these conversations in public and say, all right, well, what are we going to do looking forward?
Bozo, it's 20,000 people. If you didn't come,
Troy,
that means like you're an idiot. You're an idiot for thinking nobody's bigger than the program. The only way to move this thing forward, we're trying to start something here, right? This is a new industry that's being birthed. The only way to really move the industry forward is unity. If we ever had some real unity in this thing,
okay, can I offer some pushback? Can I play God's advocate, as Keith would say? Can we have unity when you are stepping into your Black Bond villain character?
Yes, because we are a very inclusive group of people. We've embraced everybody. This is the reason why we've gotten so far, is because we've been inclusive. We've highlighted other people. We've given people opportunities. We've given people platforms. We've given people booths. We've given people a variety of different things. It was never solely about us. So if you understand that, then we can all go a lot further. The train's gonna move with or without you, but I'm just saying. And we have unity, and this is one of the.
Is that a pause or no?
Move at it. The train
gonna move without you or not? Okay, no,
that's not pause. That's not pause.
Okay.
So it's like, yo, at the end of the day, pride comes before the fall.
Yes.
And you think that you're a superstar, and you think that you can do it on your own, and it's not working. You're not even a tenth of us. So at some point, you have to humble yourself and realize that you can stay on your corner, essentially, or you can go globally. The choice is up to you. You want to be a local celebrity in your neighborhood, or do you want to? What is your goal? What Big say? What is your goal? Is it to rock the tri-state, or 10 G's to show gate, or is it to sell out shows 10 G's? Like, we're selling out shows 10, 20,000 people, bro.
Yeah.
This ain't 800 people, 700 people, corner classes. This is 20,000 people.
When I become a good cop,
gotta make
when I become the what the fuck didn't happen in the last 2 years? Wait.
I digress. For people that's just getting started in the stock market, what are some things that they can do to actually?
Troy,
I'm not sure.
No, Rashad, finish your question.
Yo, they've been throwing shots for 18 months. We just like, it's enough is enough, man.
It's
enough
true.
Enough.
It's true.
Had it. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
It's true. Some would argue, though, it's not good for the culture if we are in the villain role. They beat the villain out of me, so I'm gonna just beat the gains out the market. Like, all right, cool. Let me just make more money.
Stay low, keep firing.
Yep. Well, I mean, there's weakness in bonds. Oil prices are rising. I would be bullish on gold. Commercial real estate is being squeezed. Corporate borrowers are being squeezed. Retirees are being squeezed. Municipalities are too. Investing is really simple. I will still continue to invest in the two biggest in the tech space. I would get some exposure to pharma. Novo and Lilly are two that I like. Internationally, there's not a ton that I love, but I would start to look at the Israeli startup market to see what could be the hottest new company out of there. Pick 5 companies that you want to invest in. I know everyone can afford 1,000, but it's like, if you're paying whatever you're paying in rent, that should match how much you're investing in the market. Because if not, you're getting robbed. Like rents are going up to a record high. And the crazy part is you have a family emergency or death, and who the property management company who you're renting from won't even tell you, I'm sorry, let alone do anything for you. So the best way to take care of yourself for the long term is to invest at least the same amount that you're paying in a mortgage or in rent to the market. I read a report yesterday that all income brackets across the board in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck if you make less than $5 million a year as a result of mortgage rates going up and credit card APRs being north of 20%. That is insane. So if you're not investing and they plan to raise rates across the board while the unemployment market is not great. They keep saying that the unemployment is the lowest ever. They keep negating that people have just quit applying, and these are lower paying jobs. Also in China, Zhongrong International Trust, a very important firm in China, missed on its payments to high yield investment products to thousands of investors. I don't know if this will be a Lehman-like moment, but with Evergrande going down as a result, and this happening, I am a little bit afraid as well. So do your research. Only invest in the companies that can make you money. And if I've made you money in any market, up or down, please put yes in chat.
So the last question before we wrap, what is for all the technical people out there? Yes. Are there any specific technical patterns forming that traders should be aware of?
I will look for a macro triple top. So like, let's say if the top of the market was 115, if we go to 115 and drop and go back up to 115, drop again and go back again, I will look for on a max. So like on a monthly chart or a higher time frame than that, I will look to potentially short if you're lining up your shorts. You can do S triple Q for those of you who are more advanced who buy in there. As like an inverted play and then a triple bottom. So if the bottom price is $85 and it goes to 85 and it comes back up and it slides back down to 85 two more times, I will look to buy there. The most important indicators though, we talked about it, that's GDP, inverted yield curve. If this yield curve does not uninvert, that is a sign to get a little bit worried. I know even in 2019, I remember when it was like me, Marcus, Kayla, Ruby on a call. Miss you guys, love you guys too. I remember in 2019, before everything hit the fan, everything was at a top. The Russell 2000, Nikkei, ES, German DAX was hitting all-time highs. And I'm like, at some point, this has to correct. And the yield curve was inverted. So those are the most important ones. That's GDP, inverted yield curve. Fed rates are really key. I know some people said unemployment matters. Unemployment is not like a top 3 economic indicator that will drive price because they manipulate and lie about those numbers. Non-farm payroll numbers, they misdrew and lie about all the time. So, but that's GDP is key. Inverted yield curve, and then of course the current inflation rates are what's important. Made it so easy to love. All we need is love and each other. And the leather jacket was shot. Shotty took the leather jacket and my pineapple juice.
The pineapple juice hasn't made an appearance in almost a year.
They told me I was tripping in Vegas, but then the market fell apart and y'all NFTs fell apart, and I ain't said a fucking word. What them 8 yacht club?
That was legendary, bro.
Yeah.
Meta, I'll see you soon. Adam 22, I'll see you soon. Y'all got some questions y'all want me to ask Adam? I want to go over like the catalyst play. Like,
was it worth it?
Put your thing down, flip it in reverse. You know what I mean? Your wife has to get reversed for that revenue to go up.
Let's start there.
Never want to be. That's question number 1 for me. Hey, my boy. You gotta treat black people right. You can't keep firing black people and not treating them right and then expect your company to do well while you're in the black space. Vlad, you're next. Vlad got 2 Boosie interviews going right now. My Lord.
Regular correspondent.
Yes. Villains and Vultures tour.
Him and Webby back together. That was a good sign.
Yeah, I love that. I hope him and Blue get the issues fixed too. Listen, we're coming up on 4 years next year, Market Mondays. That's crazy.
That is consistently.
We got to do something big don't know if I gotta pause that for the 4-year anniversary though.
4 years, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, I know we talked about the idea we talked about, but yeah, 4-year anniversary, we gotta go. We gotta go wild.
Market Mondays live in the Empire State Building.
That'd be tough.
Observation deck.
Mm-hmm.
The observation deck.
That'd be a vibe.
Top of the world. Top of the world.
Well,
all right,
ladies and gentlemen.
Assets of Liabilities season finale already came out.
Season finale was Akon.
Last week. Shout
out to everybody
okay.
that supported to go. If you didn't watch that interview, go watch that interview. That is certified classic. When we finished that interview, we kind of felt the same way. It was like, yo, we got another one.
That was good.
And I watched it. I mean, just everything about it. The interview itself, but the ambiance, right? Like in the private hangar, the visuals was crazy. Everything was great about that. Go check that out. Shout out to our family over at Revolt.
I do have a question for you about that thing. Do you believe that every African American could be a millionaire if they invested in Africa?
I think that's kind of like a broad range.
Not every.
Statement. I don't know if every single person is going to become a millionaire, but I think there's opportunity. Let's just say that, right? There's opportunity.
Akon, I tried to throw the lob for you.
But shout out to Akon, though.
There's a lot of opportunity.
He's a genius, actually. He's actually a genius. Very, very intelligent person.
Good dude. Solid dude.
Super smart. Super smart.
And he came in a non-Canal Street Dior. Just shut up, right? You right by Weezy's studio. You go get that Trio anytime.
The Trio.
Yeah, you know they out there.
The Trio's out there.
The Trio drip. Classic.
We should pick out some dividend stocks in the drip report.
Yeah, that's a good one. Drip report.
That'd be fire.
Since y'all want to inside drip report.
Y'all be hurt my guy feelings, yo. Ease up on the commentary. You know what helped too? You got to just delete Instagram off your phone for a couple of days too. Just use it off the iPad. Be done.
Off the iPad.
It helps.
3 hour check-in. I'm on a 3 hour check-in schedule.
Yep.
And then it's over. And after 10, forget about it.
Yeah. Shout out to Tony the Closer though. A humble guy. I appreciate you.
Happy birthday today.
Happy birthday. Yep.
That's a fact.
Yep. That's a fact. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Merch sale, 50% off. InvestFest 50 is the code. Enter it for 50% off. And
got about 2 hours left.
IanInvest.com. Sale ends at midnight. 5-year access to Stock Club. The 5-year Stock Club sale. IanInvest.com. Ran it for Labor Day, and that ends tonight at midnight. And everybody got an email already, right?
Yeah, everybody in. Y'all in Sniper already. Y'all in Stock Club. Y'all all in the videos. Y'all got all the pics. Y'all got the prices. New prices will be coming out tonight as well. I'm gonna shake hands and kiss babies. We can make menudo together at Christmas time. I'm going all out this year. So
shout out to Mike on the boards.
Yeah,
see the banners he got going. 50% off all merch, except that's what I was saying. Except clearance promo code.
And I don't want to hear anything about it being 10 grand after this. Somebody took 7 grand and up to 17. I don't care what guru y'all go look at on Guru Focus. And that's on a free show, which should have already been on NBC. I said this in 2020. So
fact.
ABC somewhere.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Wowzers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Sorry for my behavior this week. I will be
back.
I will be back.
Thank you. We need this.
Very
we need a humility tour. Assets of Reliability shirt and a diner. Can we get you in a diner food?
You've lost all humility.
I will be back in
the audience is very shocked and surprised by your behavior this evening.
Not shocked, but
some of them are.
Some are
disappointed.
You think they're disappointed?
Yeah, I'm disappointed
in yourself or them. You're disappointed in them.
I'm disappointed in the men on Instagram.
Can we have an honest, open
conversation? Where's Kevin Samuels when you need him?
And I'm gonna say this too.
RP.
I'm gonna say this too. Yo, y'all fellas, wow, yo. I got a girl. Quit commenting on my legs, yo.
What
the fuck is wrong with y'all? Yo, I didn't know you been. I need your leg workout for $29.99. Listen, bro.
Oh, from last week's joint?
Yeah, I'm like, what is we doing? Yeah, you're aesthetic in the suit. I'm like, bro.
Your legs? That's ill. That's pause.
Yo,
No, that's pause.
yo, y'all gotta stop, man.
I'm gonna start wearing a potato sack. Ladies, see,
Hey, yo.
even at the Best Fest, yo, y'all moving women out the way to come talk to me. I ain't that fine for y'all to be doing that.
We have to curb that.
All up in my section, Instagram.
We do have to curb
Boy,
that. Now we do have to curb that. Pushing women out the way is
you
something
crazy.
we will not stand for.
I know I made you some money, but even next year, y'all gonna start giving a percentage of that though.
I need that.
Leg day.
Stop it. Yo, King, man, I love all the investing advice, but with the Cavs. What? What is y'all on?
I
Okay.
be skipping leg day. I still run the world.
Boy,
that's crazy.
I'll say y'all different. If this how y'all compliment women, I'll see why they be throwing drinks in y'all faces. Sorry.
No, we can't tolerate the drink and the face play is different. I've seen that.
I'm gonna get on here acting like Erica Mena, boy. Like y'all better chill out. Y'all doing too much.
They got
Erica, it's over with. You better come to Invest Us next year. You may not never be on TV
they got
again.
out of here. She went too far.
Went too far.
Too far.
A little too far.
Yeah, too far.
Took it a little too far.
Yeah. She definitely.
A little too far. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real.
Got a leg up on the competition.
Yeah. Holiday. This is a holiday.
Yes.
Diddy tomorrow, 1:00.
That's gonna be a vibe.
And yeah, check us out. We'll be around New York Fashion Week. You might see us.
Perhaps.
You probably will see us. Chuck a deuce when you see us, please. So we know it's friendly. Friendly
first, right? Like, yeah, nah, just be crossing the street with I'm like,
please
yo,
approach me,
what's going on?
Please approach me.
Still in New York, bro.
You never know.
It's gonna be a vibe.
No, New York Fashion Week, MTV Awards. I got my rest.
You got some rest? You about to go crazy?
Fully.
What's up? You gonna give an icon award? What we doing?
Haha.
Haha. You never know.
Funny
LA house.
Yeah.
Funny till it's not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all be in this mood. Y'all always got something up your sleeve, boy. I know
Never
y'all.
deliver strategy. It's always something. It's always something.
Yeah.
Bomb pond. Head top.
That's a fact. Market Mondays, Chicago. Tickets on sale. Go get those tickets right now. Shout out to Edwin. Shout out to my boy Edwin.
Shout out to my guy.
He already put it up there. He's showing y'all the tickets is going. Y'all make sure y'all pull up. I got something special.
October 22nd.
I got something special this time.
What you got? What you got, Troy? Tell them what you got.
It's been. I didn't do a presentation in a couple of the shows because it was international.
Yeah, me too.
When we come home to the United States, I got some.
Double presentation. Oh, baby,
I got some. Don't worry, I got some.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to.
It's time to put some up on the board.
I've been staying low and firing, but I'll send you every now and then some of the results. I'll send Bam some of the results. So I think it's time for the world to see some of the results and explain how we got to this point. Again, keyword.
They gotta see it.
Again.
They gotta see it.
Yeah.
LA, I'll see you soon. This weekend I'll be in Mexico, so my phone will be off.
International rates apply.
Hey, it hit different when you hit the other hometown. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm working on the Chicago presentation while I'm out there. I ain't doing a presentation at Invest Fest, so
yeah, we outside.
People calling for that too. Yeah, so we'll be outside. And,
Revolt World too. Was that September 22nd? We'll be back in Atlanta. Revolt World.
Yeah, the top of you. I'm gonna email you today. I got you.
We have a very, very, a very rare and a very special sit down at Revolt World. So please make sure y'all pull up. Atlanta will be back home very shortly.
Yeah. Shout out Math Hoffa.
Shout out to the whole family, man. Appreciate y'all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, been real.
Love. September 15th, the album, but love every day here. Love.